Niners! Fab! I know, right? I know. Shucks. My apologies again, but my apologies are worth nothing, right? I come in and always apologizing about being late. Oh! Fam, it's not because I'm not trying. I'm failing. But you know who's not failing? George Kittle. Did you check out the deadlifts? George is getting back to being George, and man, salute. It needs to be better appreciated how hard he worked in the pain that he was in last season. How many, other than Travis Kelce, who was a better tight end in the NFL than George Kittle last season? And now you're going to give me back a healthy George Kittle? Are you serious? He's going to be incorporating a lot more this year in the offense than he was last year. I think Kyle was fully aware the whole time that George Kittle only had so much health going for him, and maybe intentionally didn't write him up for as many plays as he probably wanted to. Oh, that's the thought of this team now looking at George Kittle coming back healthy and everybody else. And that's always the case at the beginning of the season anyway. So, but, oh man, that's such an exciting thought. Anyway, San Francisco option to Super Bowl gold. Read across this and I said to myself, oh, wow, that's got to make you think. A 49er trade for a lockdown cornerback for Brandon Aiyuk? Let me explain. The 49ers lost to the Chiefs, mainly due to Kansas City shutting the San Francisco 49ers air attack nearly completely down. Could the hustle to sign Brandon Aiyuk be the wrong direction to take? A solid quarterback costs less than a premier receiver and could be as effective in destroying an opponent. Anyway, go to the phones tonight for your take on an interesting option that would trade the Aiyuk Lamborghini, as he puts it, for a Surtain Ford F150. America's #1 truck. It's not the Dodge Ram anymore, Rams fans. Shut up. No. You got beat out last year, in fact. Save Buddy and rendered an opponent to his knees. You realize, now during that Pivot the Pivot podcast, Brandon just sort of let all his feelings hang out, right? He clearly views himself as an elite wide receiver and wants to be paid like one. You and I both know the kind of elite he's talking about goes to people like Jefferson, these guys that carry pretty much the load on their team. Although I'm not sure about Detroit and St. Brown, but you know we don't need to copy what they're doing. St. Brown's overpaid. I don't. BA said I don't know what the finances are and what they have going on. If you can't afford a Lamborghini, you can't have one. Now, I understand the way he feels. I don't appreciate it, but I do. Unquote, B-A, B-A, B-A. What did you say? Babe wants to get paid today, and he keeps running into the fact that he is contractually committed to the 49ers, who have a lease option to buy. You can contractually commit to the 49ers through 2024 season and guaranteeing him he'll get the $14.1 million for the upcoming season. By contract, the 49ers can keep their Lamborghini one more year and then make a long-term decision next year. BA, man, I wish you wouldn't have said that, man. That was totally out of line. That was uncalled for. Anyway, BA will be outraged, and you know this, and not in the mood. He needs to be able to play winning football, but that option is available to the Niners should they choose to do so. Hopefully both camps will kiss, make up, and long-term extension will be reached before training camp, which is coming up in 3 weeks. And I want to make clear, I'm not in favor of getting rid of BA, but he needs to tone down the attitude a little bit. That's just the wrong way to be. But what if the 49ers don't? All right? BA has talked so much bravado now that he may think that he has to boycott training camp to be taken seriously in order to force a trade. And he's just about right on that. If BA sits around, lips stuck out, pouting and carrying on after 3 or 4 weeks, the 49ers may say, no, nobody's bigger than the team. Brandon Aiyuk, okay, you got it. But they may not wait that long. And because, as you know, if you've been reading the dailies, I didn't say anything about it because I'm sick of it. There has been no area erased between the 49ers coming to an agreement with Brandon Aiyuk. It's still miles apart. Niners could take their 1-year option on Aiyuk and trade their Lamborghini for a Ford F150. I like Surtain, I really do. Remember, we were talking about trying to get him last year. How about the Niners trade Aiyuk straight up to the Broncos for shutdown corner Patrick Surtain too? PFF rates Niners corners Mooney, Ward, and Surtain as the game's 3rd and 4th best cover corners. If the Niners are sold on Mrs. Pearsall's baby boy Ricky, as much as Big Show and some other people are, could be that they're willing to plug him into the lineup. They then could move Aiyuk, improve the team, and gain cap savings and flexibility. In the long term, this is an ideal situation for the 49ers, actually. I don't know how much I want it, but it looks, fam, elite corners are paid $20 million annually, while the market for an elite receiver is heading toward $30 million, and that's annually. We're not talking about guaranteed monies and all that other stuff. But still, that's going to hit your cap. Boy, who hits the baseball the hardest right now? Like us. What's that dude in New York? Between him and I mean, that's a $10 million a year price gap, emphasis on per year. Trading AB for a top-tier cornerback could save the Niners $50 million over a 5-year period. That's a hell of a lot of money. And with that extra $50 million, the team could retain more of its rostered talent, right? So you know what I always talk about? People always say, the reason 49ers do so well behind Brock Purdy is because he's surrounded by the Avengers. Now, see that? Oh, that's just really... But see, if that is the case, you can keep those Avengers out there. Numbers, fam. Acquiring Surtain will cost the Niners $3.5 million this year and $19.8 million next year. That's nowhere near what Aiyuk is talking about. Parag could restructure Surtain's 2024 contract, convert it into a long-term deal, and save money to retain Surtain and Mooney Ward. Wait, what did I say, 3-4? 1-2 used to be in Kansas City, didn't it? I got to check out see the 1-2 is. 49ers overall actually are the number 2 secondary in the game, behind, of course, the Jets. See, this is where the more I think about and look at some of the facts on these rosters between the Jets and the 49ers, the more I'm concerned about game 1. I don't want to start the season getting an ass whooping. You know what, though? Aaron may just space all the way out. The team may be disoriented and disjointed by that week. I'm hoping for it. Because, fam, we're up against a monster in week 1. But anyway, why do that? The Mooney and Surtain. The Chiefs won a Super Bowl with 2 elite press corners. L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie were holding classes on how to destroy an air attack. They had our guys tapping out early in the first half. Pairing Surtain with Ward and moving Diamador Lenore to nickel would give the Niners the best corner tandem and the best defense in football. Because you already know the front line is ready to kick ass. You put Surtain and Mooney back there and let Demo take care of the middle. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Niners' end goal this year is to win the Super Bowl. We're running out of time, fam. If we've not already, we should have done it 2 years ago already. So we're working on our second one in the Shanahan-Lynch era. That begins by winning the NFC title. Rams, Packers, and Lions. I mentioned the Rams. I did. I got to respect them. I hate to, but you got to. They've got a very legitimate Passcode. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are no joke. We have to take them seriously. They all have the, Packers. We already seen the Packers. And they didn't even have that long boy that Trey Lance used to play with out there last year. You got talent wide receiver, fam. They have to be respected. If the good guys in red and gold can get past that bunch, they may earn a Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs, who entered 2024 with a better receiving core than they presented in last year's Super Bowl. Can you imagine that? Mahomes is still the most dangerous signal caller in the game. We know this. And now what did they do? Bills, I'll never forgive you for that, man. He's going to be throwing to Hollywood Brown 4.27. 40. And then he did that as Pro Bowl. Brown's been in the game how long now? That was his pro day at Oklahoma. I don't know if he's been doing well. They don't test on that every year. And then, Bills, you gave that trade up so they could come in. You had to know what they were going to do. They went and got Xavier Worthy, 4-2-1 Xavier Worthy. Why would you let that happen? That's the AFC. The hell you doing? Now Patrick's got two guys. He can just let that howitzer of an arm of his go. So those facts beg the question, though, fam. Are the Niners more apt to win the Super Bowl with Brandon Aiyuk to throw to, or two shut-down corners that can take away the pass? We can start to vote now. You know what? Don't get me wrong, though, fam. B.A. is a brilliant talent. There's no question about that. But seriously, the Niners' best route to the Super Bowl may be to trade the Lamborghini for the Ford F-150. I'm actually with it, fam. I am. The more I think about it, I says, you know what? Because the 49ers you're not going to shut the 49ers out. Kyle Shanahan's just not going to be shut out. But that defense could shut out an offense. And when I say Shannon's not going to be shut down, even if Brandon Aiyuk is absent, we're going to score. I got a healthy George Kittle back. I don't know how long it's going to happen and stay there. I'm starting to join the Big Show club of forget about Brandon Aiyuk. We got Ricky Pearsall. Ricky, man, can you get it done? I got JJ. Have I lost my mind? Has all this stuff gone and made me crazy? I mean, the stress is killing me anyway. Fam, what are you thinking? The F-150 or the Lamborghini? Ooh, oh, I'm going with the truck. I got to do it. 76. And let's go out down to Tennessee where the Dragon Clan is just cooking up a storm. Oh, it's past dinner time, though. It's snack time is okay. Papa Dragon! Now, Pop!
Ronbo! Ronbo, just imagine it. The magic happens. It happens, Ronbo. The secret has been found, Ronbo. Just read an article about it. I'm smiling. I'm laughing. The secret has been found. The 49ers will win the Super Bowl this year against the Chiefs. According to this article, Chiefs 3, 49ers 62. Oh. And it's all because of Kyle Shanahan's new mustache.
I love the shadow stash. I glanced over that.
He's taken the power of Samson, and he put it on his upper lip.
Detroit versus everybody.
Blows everybody. Overall, thing about Detroit blowing everybody, it's magical. But again, that's something ridiculous. Let's talk serious football here for a second.
Please.
Detroit sucking everybody.
Blows everybody.
Would you guys let it go? All right, go ahead, Pop.
So, I don't think a trade happens at this point. Yeah. If a trade does happen for Aiyuk, it may be in week 8, and that just may be out of pure frustration.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen, based on what I've heard, right now negotiations have not moved forward at all. They haven't moved.
They may have regressed.
They have not moved an inch.
Mm.
They haven't regressed. There's no progress on the guaranteed money front. That's where they're at. See, Amon-Ra got modest amount of guaranteed money.
34. What was it, 30-something? That's not big.
I think it was 20 something. I don't have it in front.
CeeDee Lamb wants.
But Aiyuk is probably angling for like AJ Brown type money.
Oh.
Obviously, he hasn't done it as long as AJ Brown.
No, he has not.
Et cetera. But that's what he's angling for. We'll see what happens. I don't see a trade happening. I mean, if this was like, I don't know, the fantasy world of Madden or something like that, yeah, you trade Aiyuk for a lineman, because that to me is the biggest weakness right now. Because
Amen.
Look at it this way, Ronbo.
It's been pointed out numerous
Look at it
times.
like this.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. We've all been pointing out for years. So we got exposed against Philadelphia, right? So would you rather sit on your show with your hands in the air pumping, screaming out Niners, champions, or do you sit there, that look on your face because your quarterback got injured?
Yeah.
Again.
Yes, again. This happens
You know what I'm
very
saying?
often.
It don't matter how many weapons you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter how many weapons you got. It don't. I mean, if he gets clipped and it comes from that right side,
game over.
I mean, that's all she wrote. So in any case, I think they could weather, other players going down. They can't weather their quarterback going down because there's literally nobody behind them.
And it's a good point. We got several guys that cannot go down. And I'm talking about individually, certain guys go down, we're in trouble. All right? But I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Purdy's numero uno.
Yeah.
Numero uno. Purdy is, I know
number
he
two.
doesn't have a
You can't do without him.
I know.
Debo,
Right.
people don't like
now.
him. Debo cannot leave for long periods of time. Trent Williams is ahead of all of them. It's just certain guys cannot leave, but Aiyuk may not be.
Right.
Go ahead.
And there's things that they can do, because the quarterback comp that I have for Purdy, and I use this comp because I look at his game. And I think his game is more in his brain.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Peyton Manning.
He's cerebral. Yeah.
I think he to me, he's Peyton Manning from a processing standpoint. So when you got somebody like that, you just need to let him run the offense himself on the field. So that way he'll know when to speed it up, when to slow it down, when to move players around, and that way you can't get these weird defenses, scheming against you because they have to react to a hurry up. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. But I'm just saying, it's like there's ways for this team to get the job done. And it's not going to be easy. I think Detroit's better. I think Green Bay is better. I think Philadelphia is better. All these teams will be better this year. So those will be your top 4 teams probably in the playoffs. And, likely the 49ers are going to have to go through 2 of them. So whatever the case is, moving forward, with Aiyuk or without Aiyuk, I mean, Aiyuk's acting the fool, but I get why he's acting the fool.
Yeah.
I get it.
I do too. I don't appreciate it, but I understand.
He's acting a fool because the 49ers have been leaking contract details. Okay, there's no way that I should be hearing about contract details from my agent friends. And then it hits the news. It shouldn't be happening.
I mean, I thought that ended with Trent Baalke days, and it may be the case. I keep thinking that's not them, because they made it clear how they want top secrets to stay in the vault, but they let things get away.
No, I don't think it's Lynch. I think it's Parag.
Really?
Personally. I think so. Absolutely. And he's the one that made the lemonade stand comment. That's definitely the DNA of the leaker.
Yeah. You said Parag, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's the.
I mean, that's
Parag is the one who
Ace
made
Coon
that.
Boom. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah, he's got an opinion. He's got a mouth on him. More power to him.
Yeah, but he knows.
I'm just saying.
Okay. God.
I'm just saying that if someone was leaking some stuff, and we're supposed to negotiate in good faith, and I start hearing exact numbers, I hear 26 million or whatever. Yeah, I might act a fool too. So I don't really blame Aiyuk all that much. I just think that he's acting a fool, and I think it's because the negotiations are sour. Why do you think he came out and said they don't want me no more? That sounds like Parag. That sounds like this ain't no lemonade stand. We don't need you. That sounds like negotiated. Right? Yeah. Walk away from the dealership. Like you're not going to buy nothing? Come back tomorrow.
The Lamborghini? I know.
You know? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just think it's going to be ugly. I used to see act a fool. I think that some of the things he's saying right now is very unfortunate because I think that he is making the organization look kind of bad. Especially when he sat there and said, "Hey, they could have had me last year for a lot cheaper than this."
I know, and we got
what
outdated.
player says that?
The 49ers fashion is outdated. It's over. They need to change it. But Pop, you know, these kind of discussions, there's always just so much. It's so delicious. We got to pull up though, Pop. We're probably going to be on this page anyway come Friday. So let's continue with that.
No, we'll pick up wherever the news takes us. You know, I just think that overall, like I said, you know, I think that this team, I think that it's unfortunate that this championship team hasn't had that championship, and I don't like the excuses. I don't want to hear about Mahomes being Jordan, all that stuff. No, not only was he not Jordan, but we took the ball first. You know what I'm saying? That's like stuff like that. There's some things that happened in that game that for them to beat us by 3, and we made like I don't know 7 or 8 bad coaching decisions, 3 or 4 really bad plays, like you know all those mistakes, and to only lose by 3.
Yeah, we've got to do better. Pop, I'm gonna see you Friday before production throws us both off, and have a great night. Get our best to the family too.
Shout out to you in production. I will, man. Big shout out to you, Ronbo. Thanks for the platform. Please like and subscribe. Ronbo Sports.
Thank you, Pop, for participating. You're awesome.
Yes, sir.
And Eric Carvajal. Did I pronounce that? Carvajal. Hey, at this point, I'm
Detroit blows everybody.
All right, guys. Wait, let me do this, okay? At this point, I'm down to trade Aiyuk for a stud of a lineman. Hey, man. You know what? A lot of us, if they took a vote around the Niner Empire, Aiyuk would be traded. Because now the Lamborghini thing and his attitude about me, that's not going to set well with 49er fans or anybody for that matter. It's just the way it is. I mean, we can't understand what it's like to walk in his shoes, but that sends the wrong message. It really does. It's Double A. Come on in, man. Formerly known as Aaron.
What is up, Ronbo?
I'm thinking like I'm starting to work toward the Big Show world of get rid of him. We don't need him, but we need him. But hey, you know what? I don't know if this team would break down if I had a Surtain or offensive lineman. The offense will function without BA, not maybe as well, but we're still going to have 20-something points a game. Well, have I lost it? I mean, am I wrong? Are you in favor of squashing this argument, or what are you thinking?
I mean, to me, Ronbo.
What's up, Ronbo? Let me be next.
Yeah, fam. We got to take you in order now. Hold on, fam, please. But we'll get you in. Hold on. I want to hear what you got to say, but hold on. Please don't keep coming in. All right, hold that. Guys, when you get mute, come in, just freeze. Thank you, fam. All right, Double A, continue, fam.
But yeah, to me, if you trade away the Brandon Aiyuk, then if you trade BA, then this offense won't be like the same because of his route running, because he's one of the best route runners. And
no doubt. I ain't taking nothing away from him. The boy can play some ball. And yeah, he runs some razor. You could shave with them cuts he makes. I mean, BA's a bad dude. But,
yeah.
But go ahead, continue.
And also, he has chemistry with Brock Purdy.
And then it is. So, that is it. That's true. That's true. Okay, but have you looked at the money amount? I mean, that's the thing. Also, gauge what you're saying against the cash value and the impact it's going to have on this roster in the next year and the next year coming. It adds up. But we'll go ahead.
But yeah, if I were to trade BA for an offensive lineman, then yeah, I would be down for it because our right side of the old line is, kind of mediocre.
I know. And we don't put a lot of care into that in the offseason. It's not priority one like it is with most of us. The 49ers are the 9th worst offensive line in the league by per PFF. I hate reading about the offensive line in those terms. It's embarrassing. And how can we expect to achieve not having a top 5 offensive line? We did last year, but I mean, still, it could be so much easier. We would rout teams if we had a decent offensive line. Just beat hell out of them. No. It's got to be a fight to the fourth quarter. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and also Patrick Surtain on this matter season would be sick. I mean, you're talking about him
and Mooney
with Demo and Jafari as well. Ooh, that's a no-fly zone.
Throw the ball, Patrick. Patrick's got a couple of speedsters now. See, that's why you can't clown anymore with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to do a number this year on the AFC. I'd like to think they're not going to make it, and a lot of us say that. Oh, man, don't look for the Chiefs to come back and talk about no 3-peat. How come? Chris Jones is still over there, and now they gave Patrick a couple of more weapons. How's that going to work? Oh, man.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, I mean, to me, so to me, to beat the Chiefs, you gotta have you said you want a lockdown corner, and last year, our receivers didn't dig against their DBs because they were just locking us up. So
yeah,
the way I see it is like they had KC just had Ladarius Lee and
Trent McDuffie,
the other corner.
Trent McDuffie. Yeah, and they had the 49ers. They had us tapping out most of the time. Aiyuk escaped on a number of occasions, but it was too late,
Yeah. So maybe I don't know if they want to trade for PS2, but maybe they learned that to win the Super Bowl they need a caliber lockdown corner like Patrick Surtain. So I don't know.
The thing is, what kind of receiving room does Denver have right now? I forgot. They got a new quarterback. I'm trying to.
I know
they lost some.
Well, I know
too.
they just lost. They lost Jerry Jeudy. I think they lost 2 receivers.
Yeah, Jeudy wasn't really
sure.
raising hell over there last year, as I remember. Or was he? Somebody over there that should have been doing better wasn't. But,
yeah.
Actually, it's science fiction, though, because Denver would be stupid to let Surtain come to San Francisco. But if you make the offer fat enough, maybe they can't refuse. I don't know.
Yeah, or unless, I mean, could they both switch both first-round picks? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but their first-round pick is better than ours. I mean,
Oh, that's right.
Denver's way up there.
Mm.
The deal will have to be made with something to really hurt the 49ers as far as the draft this year and next year. This whole point of this is to get Surtain at whatever cost it takes, and let BA go argue with somebody else about his $30+ million a year. So this is like the thing. He's not going to get $30 million. He's just not. And so now he's going to, and now I realize that fully. So come July, in 3 weeks, we're going to get back into camp, right? BA's not going to be dressed out. I don't believe it. There's not going to be an agreement. You're not this far apart at this particular date with 3 weeks ago, and BA just all of a sudden have a, I'm gonna sign, man. I was just playing, man. Give me 28 then, but y'all need to give me some guaranteed money or something. He's got to play the game. So we're in trouble as far as that goes. And then, so.
Yeah, he may even hold out until September like Nick Bosa did.
There's no doubt about it. Double A, we gonna go. I'm gonna take you back because we seems like a lot of people. We can't go too much overtime tonight. But listen, I'll see you Friday, and let's see what happens because we could be wrong. Maybe BA signs by till Friday. I doubt it. But I'll see you then. Okay. Appreciate you, fam.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Have a good night.
You too. Thanks, man. And there it is. The show has been campaigning about social media, talking about, man, y'all can stop talking about me. I ain't trying to hear nothing about no BA. Well, it's a big show. Show. Come on in, man. I ain't got no
And
argument
thus far,
tonight.
I have been right in winning the campaign. And I'm starting to collect more and more votes. It seems like.
Yeah, BA's getting on everybody's nerves now. He really is. I don't know if it's his fault.
He's really.
Or the.
It kind of is his fault because he's turning, the fan base is turning against him now because they don't like his attitude and his antics, and they're starting to compare him to Terrell Owens now, the way he's handling his contract situation. I've been trying to say this. He's priced himself out of here. I like the idea of trading Brandon Aiyuk for a lockdown corner because we haven't had one of those in ages. And I like the trade proposal of just pretty much just swapping players in Brandon Aiyuk and Patrick Surtain and not giving away any draft capital because I think that would help our defense out tremendously. And Patrick Surtain is only 24 years old.
I know.
And it's a rising star.
Come on, man.
Defense.
Hold on, fam. Hold on. Let him talk. Well, you get it. We ain't gonna let nobody interrupt. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
Another direction I would turn is I would get on the phone with New England and possibly think about trading Brandon Aiyuk for either Matthew Judon or Christian Gonzalez, the corner.
Ooh, Judon and Gonzalez. Yeah, he's
because he's a pretty decent corner as well.
Yeah,
and the third option I like is Brandon Aiyuk for Scary Terry, aka Terry McLaurin from the Commanders, because Brandon Aiyuk clearly wants, and Terry McLaurin's salary is only $15-point-something million
really?
A year.
He's underpaid.
He's 29 years old, I think, or 28 years old, something like that.
Yeah, but he's still McLaurin is clutch,
and he is very clutch, and that would be an excellent weapon replacement should we trade Aiyuk to the Commanders, where he clearly wants to be. He didn't bring in Jane Daniels and Eno Benjamin, his former teammates from Arizona State, for nothing. You know what I mean? That's pretty much saying that he wants to be with them. You know.
No, but that's you know what? That's his weaponry. Okay, they go fool with me. Hey, Jade, man, come on over here, man. I'm going to join this thing in ESPN. I want everybody camera to hit you and let everybody know I'm not playing. You know,
was all by design.
I know. That was all
all by design.
I know. It sucked.
It did, but he clearly wants out of here. And when he talked about his mom being a Niner fan for a long time, he said he was asked, like, would she still be a Niners fan? Would her loyalty still lie with the 49ers? And he said pretty much that she wants what's best for her son. That there's no really any loyalty to this team. You know what I mean? That kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. Like the 49ers have put themselves in a quagmire here. They waited way too long for the wide receiver market to explode, and they mismanaged the budget for Brandon Aiyuk.
Mm-hmm. And like
It's
you're saying, they shot themselves in the foot. What are you waiting for, Niners?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was somebody just called? Why are you guys waiting to sign Brandon Aiyuk? Well, we're waiting for the market to go up so we can have to argue and fight all summer long. It seems like that. I mean, it's just really ridiculous.
And they could have paid Brandon Aiyuk when we signed Javon Hargrave. That money could have been Brandon Aiyuk's, and we wouldn't be discussing this right now.
Preemptive strike. That's right. And
Javon
all those guys
Hargrave
would have came back arguing anyway, because you know how people do. They get paid, and then a few months later they feel like they're underpaid because they look at how the market's expanded, how people are getting paid, and they say, well, you know what, I have a problem with this, John. Can we talk? No. About what? But go ahead.
And you see Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing out there working out like crazy right now, getting prepared for this season, who are young and up and coming hungry players. Deebo Samuel's getting his ass into shape finally, running 21 miles an hour on a treadmill. I don't know if you've seen his workout videos or not, but I
think they're rerunning it. He did that last year too. Was that last year?
Yeah, I think he's
sprinting his ass off.
No, they weren't rerunning clips from last year. This is this year.
I know, but
that he's been working out like that. Oh yeah, definitely. But I think he's going to have a great season this year, Deebo Samuel. And I agree with you. I think Brandon Aiyuk is going to hold out during mandatory training camp.
Oh, no doubt.
And preseason until he gets on a bat here or a deal is signed, which I don't think a deal is going to be done this year at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he's he's already set that table, and now he's got to wait till everybody gets through eating. So yeah, he can't even if he changes his mind, he can't.
The information I passed on to you earlier on Twitter, this was after the meeting that he had talked about on Monday, when they had it, and no deal is close at all still. Mm-hmm. He said the meeting went great, but it didn't turn out to be the meeting that he wanted it to be. And you know what they asked him when they said, how if the meeting doesn't go your way, what's going to happen? He said, we'll see. So that probably includes a request to trade or whatever. Look for that to come in the near future. Because they're not going to give him $30 million a year. They mismanaged his budget. They mismanaged the budget for Brandon Aiyuk badly.
Well, for the team in general, and also position by position is what they do. And Brandon Aiyuk has gone way over the line. What they offered him was what they already budgeted.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And as far as training for offensive lineman goes, that's going to be extremely difficult because nobody gives up offensive linemen before the beginning of the season.
I know.
That's almost impossible.
That's why
as far as defensive players goes, that's more realistic, and potentially another replacement wide receiver would be more realistic as well.
Hey, true. It's too late.
Yeah, the good offensive lineman, no, that's not happening. But yeah, like this is, they put themselves in their own and then quagmire, and you can make fun of me for talking about the budget and quote unquote financials all you want to, but the reality of the situation is, like, we can't afford to pay everybody. We truly can't. I like the idea of restructuring Patrick Surtain's contract. That's a smart idea, and that allows us to allocate that money towards other players who are going to be leaving next year. I want to bring back Jordan Elliott. I want to bring back Kevin Givens, who are young defensive linemen and good depth pieces that we need.
Yep. I want to see Juwan Jennings come back again. I want Jennings to stay with the 49ers for a minimum of 4 more seasons. So, yeah.
He signed for 2 more seasons, I think, and then he's gone.
He is. Yeah, maybe. He can't keep raising hell. So, I'm not getting rid of him then. That guy's good. He's just that kind of player.
But you weren't wrong at all in your monologue. Was I wrong with what I'm saying at all, or?
No, I agree. So, I did, because so just by pattern, the 49ers, like you're saying, they do this old-fashioned stupidity where, we're going to stand pat.
Yeah, and
we're gonna hold a
I
deal.
agree with you. They need to change the style of the way they go about signing contracts, because this is getting very old and it is outdated, and it's getting very tiresome, waiting and arguing.
And so the thing is, Lynch and Shannon are not old school. Why are they acting like it? I don't get it. So we got to go, though. Let me.
Anyways, shout out
sure-
to Papa Dragons and Ellis and all the Tonys and the Donut and Tanisha. Please get back in here. We miss you. I hope you're doing well, Donut, and everybody else out there. Y'all take care and have a great night.
You do, Joe.
Always good chopping it up with you, Ronbo.
Likewise, fam. Look for you Friday.
All right, take care, fam. Stay safe.
You too. And let's go to Texas. You're a 956 area code. Come on in, Texas.
Hey, how's it going, Ronbo?
It's going like it always does this time of year. We got somebody arguing about their money. And, the thing is, the 49ers, we don't blame the 49ers as much as we should. I am so tired of them not being intelligent when it's time to sign a player is before the hotness comes in the summertime. Don't wait.
You're right, man.
And here we are. Here we are.
You know what? And you're right. You're right. And you know what? Here in South Texas, I mean, I lived like 5 minutes next to the Mexican border, and we got Hurricane Barrow actually hitting through Jamaica, man. Hopefully everything goes well with Jamaica, man. Prayers to them.
Hey, they say that's the largest hurricane. Is that the one that's the largest hurricane size-wise on record? Hey, fam, what is your name?
My name's Lupe, L-U-P-E. Lupe, nice to meet you,
Hey, nice
and
to
the
meet you,
Niner
Lupe.
fans out there.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy that
So
story.
you know what, Ronbo? I mean, I've been following you since I want to say about 3 years, and I've been listening to your podcast. And honestly, it's a pleasure to actually speak with you. Thank you for actually getting my call.
Lupe, thank you, fam. Thank you. All right, it's my pleasure.
Being a big, I'm going to be 40. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to be 40 on August the 10th next month.
All right, happy birthday.
But been a big Niner fan since the 80s.
Tell you. And you've seen those glory days, unlike a couple of people that call in here and are really upset about having seen the 49ers go there 3 times since, I mean, we just can't Lupe, I don't even know what to say to those kids. I mean, I feel bad, but I mean,
And my friends say, why do you hate Brett Favre so much? 90s, duh.
I know.
But you know what? I mean, coming back to what's going on, Ronbo. I mean, you know what? Brandon Aiyuk, for me personally, he can step away. He can leave. You know what? I know that the Cowboys are knowing Stephen Jones, knowing Jerry Jones, they're gonna pay $32 million. They're gonna pay CeeDee Lamb $32 million.
Really? Is that what it's up to?
It's 32. He wants 32.
Has
he wants
every
32.
wide receiver in the
That
game
is
lost
the
his
rumor
damn mind?
because I got a message from one of my great friends, and here in Texas, one of my great buds, he's a big Dallas Cowboys fan, and he's like, dude, Jerry Jones is stupid for actually going to sign CD for $32 million.
Wait, is it a done deal?
Parsons, we got Jay. I'm like, bro,
Lupe,
put Trey Lance in.
Wait. Is it a done deal with CD?
It's not a done deal, but it's a closed deal.
Because if that happens, Aiyuk is gone. The minute they sign that contract in Texas, that ripple effect is going to go all the way out of Texas and right into California. And Aiyuk's not going to stand for any more conversation. It is over. He is gone.
Exactly. And you know what? That is gone. So you know what? Let's get, Surtain. Let's get something better. Because, I mean, I trust. And, something that I heard from the previous caller in reference that it was Parag. No, it's Mike Silver. Mike Silver from The Athletic. That guy's a snitch.
He does this every year. He's been wrong a couple of times. But you're right. It's always Mike.
It's always Mike Silver. And it's like, no, it's not Parag. It's not anything from the inside because when Coach Shanahan, remember, and John Lynch said, hey, you know what? I want, just nobody to talk about anything that we're doing
Yeah,
with Jed York.
He tested. Remember, he tested. Lynch came in and tested people to see if they were fail-proof, and they passed the test. So
Exactly.
Papa Dragon, man, I agree with Lupe, man. I don't believe that the 49ers, it's like Fort Knox up in there when it comes to pass down information. If you get anything, it's for guys like Mike
fraud.
Silver and others that are always speculating. And people, they're well-respected people, and people take them seriously.
Exactly, because remember, Ronbo, that Prague, there was nothing against the Debo kind of deal. There was nothing against the Bosa kind of deal. I mean, there was nothing on that.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, yes, and it's tiring because it happens every year. Because hey, you know what? You got to give it up to the scouts, man. They know how to grab great talent.
They really do.
Big shout out to Aiyuk, man. I love the kid. He's a great kid.
I know. I wish this wasn't happening. He's a good ball player. We're gonna lose something losing him. But, geez, he's going to be that unreasonable. What are you going to do? And if Jerry Jones signs that $32 million contract, it is like people could just throw the white flag, throw the towel into the middle of the ring right now. The fight's over. It is over.
Exactly. He's going to Pittsburgh. He's going to Washington because, they got the money.
And they'll pay him.
Magic Johnson's got the money over there in Washington.
Hey. Football clubs, too. I know nothing about no football.
I mean, it's what it's become, Ronbo. It's what it's become. But you know what? Hey, man, all great things for them. But hey, you know what? Coming from Texas here, deep South Texas, where it's a big, obviously Dallas Cowboys fan base.
Yeah.
And
you're all over you.
Here as a Niners fan, it's great. It's great because now a lot of people are actually seeing that, hey, man, Niners are actually better than the Cowboys in who to choose and who to draft.
Did you get a Cowboy to admit to that? You should have. Wait, say it again and get your phone out and tape him and post it up.
I should have, and I'm going to post it on the X and actually tag you.
Please do it because that. Cowboy fans still think that they're the better team, and we got 5 trophies just like you do. Y'all ain't nothing but you guys just go in there more often than we do, but we don't go in there and fail as much as you do. See, that's what I have to stop talking to him.
Exactly. And you know what, Ronbo? I was actually messaging with one of my great buds. He's a big Cowboys fan, since the 80s and 70s, actually. And he's the one that told me, he's like, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are stupid. We're not going to pay $32 million to this guy. And he just went all out. He's like, this is why we have not won a Super Bowl in 25 years, not even going close. And I'm like, do tell.
It's so
but
funny.
I was having a day, with him. This was like about 5 hours ago.
God, I can't talk to a Cowboy or Raider fan. The conversation will last 5 or 10 minutes until it gets heated. And then we have to say, well, look, we just have to disagree, man. Just back off. I can't take it. I try to sit back, go back and forth. Rams fans, I can go back and forth with them because they don't have bleep. So, but
You're right. No, you're right, Ronbo. But you know what? Coming back to this season, you know what? I do have a lot of great expectations for this season. Ricky Pearsall, I do have a lot of great expectations with him. Debo, man, I've been seeing his new threads, his new Instagram stories. He's great, man. He's getting there. Nicky Bosa, he's like, hey, I've never seen him on what he's gone through. That he was actually fighting his contract. But going to the OTAs, man, I've never seen Nick Bosa actually go to the OTAs. But
anyway,
he's ready.
So nothing unusual about that. But we got to stop this style of making people wait. Lupe, we're going to run out of time. Look, I really appreciate meeting you here. Listen, get in. I'll be back Friday. Pretty much every week is Friday for sure, and midweek. So yeah, don't be a stranger.
I'll be here. I'll be here, Ronbo, and I'll still be watching.
All right, appreciate you, Lupe. All right, and work with them Cowboys. Don't let them get away with nothing. I'll talk to you later.
No, of course not.
Night, Lupe.
Good night.
Hey, yo, Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steve, I'm trading Aiyuk. I've had enough. Because I just want to get into the season now, but I need something good. I don't want to just give him up for nothing. But I want to, if a guy like Surtain, I said, oh, God, yes. If I got back there, you can't score no points because I figure the 49ers minimum each and every week you would score 17. That's a minimum. That's a baseline. So, you know, if I, is that Rome?
Yeah.
Rome, what's up? It's the first time I've ever heard words. It's been that long. Can you imagine? Rome is about to make sentences.
Okay, he'll be turning 2 next week.
All right, go Rome.
And what's even more crazy, Ronbo, is I joined your calls 3 years ago.
It's only been 3 years? Seems like we've been talking longer than that.
Really, it's been 5.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So it's been 2 years since he's been born, since I've been calling in. And it's been 3 years since 3 years before that is when I first started jumping on.
Yeah. And
I just so happened to find, I was like, I just so happened to stumble upon your channel, and I was like, you know what, let me call in.
And the rest is history, man. I've been loving it ever since. It's like, you know, people with strong opinions are always fun for this program. And Steven, you got them. But Steven's got plenty of them too. But Steven,
I got plenty of strong opinions.
You know, give me your opinion tonight. I know how you feel about the man named Debo. You'd rather see him make an exit way before you see Brandon Aiyuk make one. You got Brandon Aiyuk doing what the wide receivers do around the NFL: scream, cry, lay on the floor, and kick their feet until they get what they want. The 49ers don't play that, apparently. I don't know. I like a trade for Aiyuk right now. I'm starting to feel that. What are you thinking?
I've been saying it. You know, we should probably trade Aiyuk before it gets too crazy, because CeeDee Lamb is like requesting $32 million.
Ooh,
he's not.
He gets it.
He's probably not going to get $32 million. He's probably going to get like maybe 26, 28. But Brandon Aiyuk is going to want that 32. If CeeDee Lamb gets 28, Brandon Aiyuk is going to want to get 32 because that's how he is. You know, if you can't afford the Lamborghini, or
You
can't
can't have
Lamborghini,
one.
okay.
Oh, BA,
Yeah.
What is that?
So
mean?
you know what? With that being said, okay, I guess we don't need it. We'll go ahead and stick to old reliable, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of you and get someone of value that will cost us half as much money. And if it's Patrick Surtain, I'm okay with that. Or if it's Justin Simmons, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Justin wouldn't cost as much
So-
because he's a free agent.
Yep. So there's a lot of pluses to letting go of BA. Really, there really is. And a lot of people may say, no, the BAs are number one. No, BA is now our number one because Debo, who was our number one, decided to become number 2. But even then, if I were to start wide receivers, I would probably start Juwan Jennings over Brandon Aiyuk. And it would go Juwan Jennings, Brandon Aiyuk, and Debo, and then it falls down from there.
And you know what's so funny? You got the muscle because Brandon Aiyuk had became a guy that was an enforcer out there. We're running the ball. Brandon Aiyuk is taking his man all the way down the field, beating his butt every which way, and the dude's just trying to get around him. He can't do it. Jennings could do that as well. So Jennings gets more activity during the course of a game. The problem is, if you're going to incorporate Ricky Pearsall, how many receivers are you going to have on the field now? Why not start running multiple receiver sets to get the same effect that we've had last year? Brandon Aiyuk was carrying a workload, though. We can't take that away from him. Brandon Aiyuk can play some football.
Was carrying the workload. But you know what, Ronbo? You know what? That was because we never really saw the full potential of Juwan Jennings. I don't even think Kyle knew it. We all were kind of like, okay, he's a third down conversion kind of guy. But then when he continuously got third down conversions and didn't drop passes and did crazy catches by himself, it kind of overshadowed Brandon Aiyuk. Because Brandon Aiyuk, don't get me wrong, yeah, he carried most of the workload. But every single pass that was thrown to him, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 out of the season, were to his numbers.
Brandon Aiyuk? Yeah.
Well,
but also he has the ability to get open, and that's a very valuable asset that our other receivers don't have, because even though Snead and McDuffie were doing a good job against the 49ers, they didn't contain BA all game long. Somehow Kyle was running plays that BA was not the main target. And I guess he was using BA more as a decoy, which sometimes Shanahan does that sometimes. Kyle, you know what? This is why you should look at that and reevaluate what you're thinking here. Let BA do his thing and give him the damn ball. never. Go ahead though, Stephen. Oh, there's some
Well,
mistakes made that don't need
You
to
already
be.
know. You already know. You already know. You already know. And I've always said it. You know, Brandon Aiyuk is able to get open because we have so much talent on the team. His success, and you know, a lot of disagreement can come out of this, but his success is based solely on the system that Kyle Shanahan had built around him.
Yep.
And that's why I always said he's a system wide receiver. He is not someone that you could just plug in an offense and then it just becomes great. No, it took him 3 years, Ronbo, 3 years
But
to
that 3
really
years
settle with that
to get into
offense.
Kyle's system. See, because with Arizona, he was
Yeah.
pretty good. I might offer a little pushback against BA being pushed in to another set. If you put him in as a straight up X and let him work somebody one on one, I don't know, Steve. He might be able to do his number on him. But yeah, we have to see that first because everybody seems like a
We
part
do
of the
that.
system in Kyle Shanahan's football.
But you know who did good and wasn't part of the system, who was part of the system but still is good? Raheem Mostert. You know who else was good and was part of that system?
Hmm.
And now is still doing well? What was it? Oh my God. I forgot his name. He was a wide
position?
receiver.
A wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
They took
Yeah,
off
he
and
went
left
to
us.
the Dolphins as well.
Wide receiver that went to the Dolphins from us.
I can't remember.
I know we got Jeff Wilson
Oh,
Jr. and Mostert, but those are both running backs. Who else went over there as a wide receiver? But anyway,
But anyways, yeah. So you know, there are a lot of talent in the NFL that can come into the Niners and be just a plug and play kind of player, and it'll shift the entire tide and the entire momentum. And I'm hoping with picking up Pearsall or even Jake Cohen. I really like Jake Cohen, Ronbo. I prefer him, I think, over Ricky Pearsall, and a lot of people seem to kind of understand why. You know, but I think Jake Cohen might be our guy. He might be the number one.
it's often is a surprise as to who emerges as being a guy, and because we still got Ronnie B. Nobody even talks about him anymore. You remember him, right?
It sucks. It sucks because Ronnie B was really good. It's just he had a holding the ball problem, you know? He just couldn't maintain the ball. And that was the main problem. That was the main issue. Him and who else? Who else is our guy that does that? Running back. Not Mason. Well, Mason kind of. But Mason
How
was
do you
such
know?
a powerhouse.
We never get to see Mason.
It's so surprising to see him.
Well,
Isn't that a shocker?
I tell you, they're talking about Grindo and Ronnie Blair, Ronnie B being the guys that are going to be on the kickoffs, and I says, yeah, but we got okay. You guys ought to check some other people too. Now, I guess it's going to be a round robin anyway, but we'll see. Look, it doesn't take long to get over the clock. We're over time already, Stephen. Let me see you Friday and see what develops. We can all be shocked. Maybe
I'll see you Friday.
science. All right, looking forward to it, Stephen. Night, fam.
Good night.
Yeah. Jack be never. Jack be quick. Get on over here over that UK stick. Jack.
Well, we're going to talk about my favorite player, Brandon Aiyuk, but and I was the first, and I'm going to let you know again, before Cool Whip, and I'm going to say every goddamn year on COVID, when we got Javon Kinlaw too, I told you about Laviska Shenault and Deebo Samuel. Those are two guys we can get and we should get, and we got them. So my favorite player, yes, of course I don't want to trade him, and I'm going to tell you why. But before we talk about that, Ronbo, I have to have a chance to have my get back,
I knew you were going to say it. I was waiting.
People jumping on me when they don't have facts. But guess what, guys? I'm going to give you guys facts. I already gave you guys my opinion, but today I'm going to give you facts, and like to hear it goes. So my thing was this: if you listen to the beginning of the last call, when I said you know why Christian McCaffrey is on the Madden cover is because Kyle overworked him. If he didn't overwork him, like sometimes when it was 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, 5 minutes left, and we're all saying, even after the game, why is Christian McCaffrey still in the game? We won the game.
in a good few of them, more than a few of them, Ronbo. So he did that with Debo too. But I said this. But I felt Kyle Shanahan, in my opinion, as a white man, and if the guy was Samoan or half Punjabi, maybe, and I was his coach, I would have said, you know what, I want the fellow Punjabis and Samoan cats, and I'm mixed, so to break the all-time record, which he broke Jerry Rice's record. I think it was a personal thing to say, you know what, those kids growing up in the future could say, you know what, there's an all-pro white running back. And he pushed him to the goddamn limit. Sometimes when he was hurt, he was falling on his neck, and Kyle would still keep him in. And we're scratching our heads like, why? Because Kyle wanted him to be all-pro, which led to him being on the Madden cover. Now, Chill Pill Phil was talking about he ain't injury prone. He ain't injury prone. He is injury prone, Phil, because I'm going to tell you right here, talking about facts. In 2020, he played in 3 games. The following year, in 21, he played in 7 games. And then 2022, Ronbo, he played in 6 games before getting traded to us. So he was injury prone, and I don't know, he's doing something right. He's eating his Wheaties in Santa Clara. Something is going well, but the last time he had a season like this, Ronbo, he ended up getting injured the next season. So now I see Shanahan saying, let's not overwork him. I don't want to overwork him all
Jack,
of a sudden. So that's my opinion.
Jack, I know, but I just, you know what? I didn't have any issue with what you were saying until you threw in the fact that Shanahan wanted to put a white boy on Madden. And I said, no, Shanahan's not
No. See, you're putting words in my mouth again. Again, guys, I said Shanahan by overworking him got him on the Madden cover. I never said he wanted him on the Madden cover once. Okay. I said it's because of him overworking him, he became that face. If he didn't overwork him and get those extra yards, break Jerry Rice's record and all this stuff, he wouldn't have been on the Madden cover, right? He wouldn't have a chance in hell with the quarterbacks and everything else. It would have probably been Patrick again. But, yeah.
I stand corrected then. My bad.
And finishing it up, I think also he was slightly pressured, but kept being jabbed at, maybe by his dad, maybe by other elder white NFL people with credentials in the NFL, elder white men in his life or surroundings that say, hey, man, you got a chance to do something with this kid where, we could look back one day and say, bang, that's like a Jerry Rice as a running back. So, Marshall Faulk or whatever. So I don't think it was just him, but man, when you overwork a guy that much, there's just something not right. Why would you do that when he is injury prone, like I've given you the stats? Now moving on, Ronbo, to my guy BA.
All right, quickly, because we got a couple of minutes.
You want to add something? You want to add something first? Do you want to add something?
No, we're through that.
Okay. Now moving on to a BA, because there was a contract on the table, as you know, in April for $25 million per year. Yeah. But Aiyuk's team wanted $27 a year. Things were close until other receivers got the bag. Now he's asking for something closer to 30. So, I mean, they had a chance to sign his ass for what they were really probably right now trying to give him. What are they trying to give him? What, 26, 27?
Which is what's pissing everybody off. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So they had a chance to give him what they wanted. But you got to also think, guys, since trading for CMC, the 49ers throw the ball at a rate in the NFL at number 32, 51.8% of the time. So when you compare that to like a Justin Jefferson, I think he's number 2, right? They throw the ball like 65% of the time. Well, my point is this. Aiyuk has done the numbers that he's done, and he's been snubbed as an all-pro and all this stuff for like dudes, I think a receiver on the Eagles, Brown and all of them, when he did way better. And he could have, if he would have played and had Brock in the last game with the Rams, his numbers would have been way better. But he doesn't even have the opportunity, Ronbo, because their pass rate is the last in the NFL.
Jack,
So
where'd you get that stat? I'm thinking that's not what I remember reading, but
Warren Sharp, I got that start from Warren
no,
Sharp.
he was talking about the offensive line being poor. But as far as throwing the ball, the 49ers threw the ball more often last year than they did the year before. Let's get Jack, get the numbers again. I want to confirm that if you can, and because we're going to go now.
Okay. What I said was since trading for CMC, the 49ers have thrown the ball at a number 32 rate in the NFL because they only pass it. They pass on only 51.8% of offensive snaps. Okay, and they called only 1,643 offensive snaps, which is number 28. Okay, so when you compare that to a Justin Jefferson, who's the number 2 in passing rate at 65.9, and number 4 in total offensive snaps at 18-16. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got those numbers. So finishing it off like this. So Aiyuk is cool leaving because he's saying, well, listen, if I leave, I'm going to have like more opportunity, like 65.9% of the time, like a guy like Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb and these other guys. What in my system, when you got CMC and you got running sweeps and all kinds of stuff, I'm only getting it so much of the time. Yet he balled out, Ronbo. He balled out, and you can't trade this guy because with a young, aggressive quarterback like we got, you got to keep somebody like this man on the table because he just gets better and better and better. And that's about it.
Jack, honestly, it's good. If he'd signed soon, it'd be nice. Well, let's see what happens. Jack, we're going to go. I'll look for you Friday, and let's continue, all right? Appreciate you. And you know this.
All right. Don't let them put words in my mouth, Ronbo.
No,
all
okay.
right. Don't.
All right. Night, Jack. A good day, Jack. Jack just started his day. All right. Okay.
B.A. all the way. B.A. all the way.
Good night. Good day, Jack. It was River Craycraft, Stephen. You were talking about River Craycraft. He is the guy that went to Miami. Who gave us that a minute ago? Somebody put that up there. And I want to thank him for passing that. Yeah, Mr. Block Eyes called that. Okay. Jacob Cowens. Big Show says Jacob Cowing. He called him Jay Cowing. That's the same guy. All right. Let's go check out. Who's it we got here? Yeah, we got both of those. Okay. Hey, hello, Eric.
Yes, dude. How you doing, dude?
Doing great. I've you know what's so funny? Because I feel relieved. I've been within my own head having a tension going on. I'm saying, man, if we lose Brandon Aiyuk, that really is going to be bad. But then I ran across, as I'm reading around, and I ran across the option, okay, so what if this turns into the abysmal debacle that it's appearing to be? And Brandon Aiyuk does not sign. We're going into September, and you've got the distraction, the attention, the media constantly saying like, Week 3 and Brandon Aiyuk is still a holdout. Meanwhile, CeeDee Lamb has gotten paid $32 million from Jerry Jones, and the 49ers can actually predict now that there's no way they're going to sign him, so there probably is a deal on. And I'm saying, oh, here we friggin' go. Now we're going to hear about the deals going down from all these lying media people on an hourly basis, and I don't want that. I want the 49ers to focus on getting through the season and maintaining the energy that you need to get it to the playoffs and out. I don't need this sideshow, right? So I'm worried about that. So you know what? Let's just go ahead. It's not going to happen because there's other owners around the league that are just stupid. If Jones plays CeeDee Lamb $32 million, owning Micah, who else? He's got 4 or 5 guys that he needs to pay now. What's he going to give CeeDee Lamb $32 million? Where's the money coming from? They don't mind paying luxury tax, I guess. I don't know. But the 49ers are not going to do that. So, you know, you've got a hangnail. You got to cut it. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. How would you handle that?
You know, I mean, I think, and this is obviously how I think about it, okay? What I think is that BA is really a great player, and as long as it's not like too much money, they got to do anything in their power to get him inside. They need to do anything they can to get him there.
Well, within financial reason. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the way he's thinking, he's no longer concerned with the team. Hey, it's all about him. If you cannot afford a Lamborghini, then you can't have one. You know what, B.A.? Is that the way you feel about it? All right, well, let's go ahead and get you to another parking lot because we're not paying that. We're going to give you what we think you're worth, and that is less than what you think you're worth. Okay, that's fine. You have a right to think that way, and you probably should. But if you look at everything and the money you could stand to make with a winning team, if you just be reasonable, and if I was the owner, I'd go ahead and say, listen, I'm Jed York. I just tell guys, listen, give him 28, all right, and give him a decent package. And I'll talk to Parag. Let's see if we can work these numbers out. But let's stop the madness, because I trust you guys to get this done. But this is getting on my nerves. It's getting on everybody's nerves. Season ticket holders are starting to ask me what the hell's going on. So, and these are the kind of things, they turn into a cancer and they fester and they start to affect everything. The 49ers are probably, a lot of guys aren't appreciative of what happened to Eric Armstead. This is the kind of thing I don't want going on. I want players to be able to trust their organization, to be fair. And right now, the players probably think BA's probably not being fair. My guess, because he's already stated his position on things. It's all about him, and that's all that matters to him. So, even if that's true, don't make that public. And he did. So, if I'm another player on the team, I'm not getting paid $28 million as a receiver, nowhere near it. So, BA, damn you, man. I don't give a damn if you get that money or not. Whoa. So, it's a problem. He's a good football player, though. I want him. I do.
Yeah. I mean, and what's really interesting is I think tonight, like some of the people that have called that I've listened to today, it just seems more kind of fiery than it usually is.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean by BA affecting everything. That one guy.
Yeah. I can tell.
Yeah. It's tension. It's a tension that the 49ers are also responsible for. Nobody's letting them off the hook. The 49ers should stop waiting to pay people, get deals done. I don't know if it's laziness, ineptitude. I don't know what the 49ers are doing because you know what's coming. You've got enough experience in the NFL to know that there are things you can do strategically that can save you a lot of trouble. But no, the 49ers got to wait till the offseason. Kyle Shanahan says, well, we're not concerned about that right now. We're concerned about the draft. Well, Kyle, you know what? You should have been concerned about this before you were concerned about the draft last season. You knew that the fifth-year option was over. I mean, it was coming up, and that wasn't going to do. Why did you do this? And, Kyle, by the way, you can worry about the draft and Lynch, but everybody else in the FO can go ahead and get that deal done. Run it by you and see if you say nay or yay, and let that be the end of it. Don't put too much on your damn plate. I don't like the way the 49ers run things. I love Lynch and Shanahan, I really do. But some of the things they do are just really ignorant. So, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I wish it would hurry up and come to a close.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it needs to get settled like now because the longer this goes on, the more the life field is going to be even messier. And it's already messy.
Yeah. Well, because we got the 49ers were famous before we had any money or star players for having a harmonious locker room. Yeah, there was peace and love all around, and guys giving each other hugs, and love. You could feel it in the air. 49ers are out there doing things for each other. Everybody had each other's back. Now we're turning into something else. Yeah, well, I guess it should have been expected. I watched your team after the years start imploding. I remember some of the things that were said that got out publicly about Russell Wilson. The other players didn't appreciate his particular attitude. Russell Wilson started acting like he was the Hawks, and the Legion of Boom was just somebody who backed him up. They let him know how they felt about that. So that's when things start going south. And then Russ got paid mad money, and the Hawks got dismissed one after another. I don't want to see that happen to the 49ers. God.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get that one figured out because, I mean, BA is that good, and to lose somebody like that would kill the Niners.
Well, yeah, maybe. But we got to do something. All right, Eric. I'll tell you what, I'm going to look for you. I'll be back Friday. Let's see what we got going on.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Eric. There's some cool fans for the teams, aren't there? They're not all like some trolls we get to come in and start trouble on purpose. Hey, Anthony! Anthony?
Ronbo, my man, what's going on?
Anthony, man, I'm trading BA, man. I don't know. Because from what I just heard from Lupe, man, CeeDee Lamb, they're contemplating paying him $32 million. Well, that's going to be about it. And if Jerry Jones wants to destroy the 49ers and he thinks he got away, he'll pay CeeDee Lamb that $32 million, knowing that Brandon Aiyuk will have an absolute conniption, right? So it's pretty funny. This could end soon, depending on when Jerry signs CD for $32 million. You know what I'm saying? So now what are you gonna do with BA? You're gonna continue to endure this into week 6, week 7? He's gotta wait out. I forget how many weeks before his entire season salary gets canceled, but he'll wait until then. He's got to. He's already talked too much trash. You've got to. The Lamborghini's got to park out in the lot and wait. And if after week 9 or 10 there ain't no gas, the Lamborghini rolls off into the freeway and he's out of here, right? But I don't believe he would just lose $14-something million because he lost an argument and he feels shame. Anthony, what happens with this situation? I'm ready to say, BA, man, come on, man, you can go. I think we'll be okay without you. Not as good, but we'll be okay.
Me personally, Rambo, if I could trade him for Patrick Surtain, I'll do that.
Yeah, the trade. You're right. The trade's got to be good. You can't just get any garbage pick back. Don't give me a third round pick. I know, and I'm not taking that either. So yeah, because teams are trying to do that.
But I would do it for Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I would too. Oh yeah.
Because I think our offense will be all right with wide receivers we got.
Make no mistake, Brandon Aiyuk made a difference last year in the offense, but I just
he did. I mean, I like Aiyuk, man. He's a good. He's good at
best route runner we've had in a long time.
He's good at getting loose, but at the same time.
But if I got Surtain and go ahead.
He just me now.
I know, right? He shouldn't have been so loud about that. He just should have said, I feel that my contribution to the team is worthy of asking for that amount of money. Now, I understand that we're a team, and I want everybody to make sure to get what they got coming to them. But for my sake,
when he come on there talking about me,
oh yeah. And that if you want a Lamborghini, you can't afford one. You can't have one. Oh, BA, stop.
And when he said that, he kind of put a lot of 49er fans like, whoa, wait a minute now.
Yeah, that was just, oh.
He shouldn't have said that, Ramo.
He shouldn't have. I had all the regard in the world for him before he did that. Now you're a Lamborghini, are you? We can't afford one. Okay. God, that's damn. Oh no.
Yeah. I hated when he said that, man. I'm like,
That's just way too much diva.
yeah. Is it like most of those wide receivers like that? Like, all of them, like, they lose their mind, man. Like, Antonio Brown, all
It goes all the
they
way
just
back to
lose it,
remember
man.
T.O. We wide receivers, this is what they do. AB is the king.
Yeah.
And, this is just the way it works. If you're a receiver, it comes with, singing like Madonna. Like a virgin. Y'all got to straighten up, man. Grown-ass man. Come on, man. You know the situation here. And ain't none of my business. I need my money now. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter to you, huh? I hate that kind of attitude. Even if you feel that way, Anthony, you don't need to be loud about that.
Trade him and put him on one of them losing team where he already had my love to win, right? Put him on one of the losing team, then he'd be somebody looking like a wet Mountain View.
I'm gonna send him to Carolina. Hey, Brent, how you doing down there? It's hot, ain't it? Because you know them Carolina summers, right? Yeah, how many catches you get today? Bryce couldn't see you? Well, you got your money.
Bryce be too busy crawling about the ground, Ronbo.
I know, right? What other team is struggling that you can get something from? And he wants to go to Washington or Pittsburgh, right? But now if he doesn't get to go to Washington or Pittsburgh, because those are his other teams of choice, he figures he'll do well there. He figures he'll make them do even better. But I want to send him to, send him to Trent Baalke or somebody. Who else? Put him on the team. Don't give him to the Giants, because the Giants are chomping at the bit. I think they would have went after B.A. last year if they got a chance. You could have made a deal with the Giants because they were hurting for receivers. They'd have took B.A. in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. The Giants is.
Who else?
But, and Dan, he falling off, though, man.
Who? Oh, Danny Dimes?
Yeah, the quarterback, he falling off, man.
I know.
I
they
watched
got another
him
guy
play
in there,
last year.
Yeah.
He was just throwing the ball up for grabs, man. Man, what Dan doing out there?
Well, he should have never been drafted in the first round anyway. He's one of those guys. And remember when the Giants drafted him, they tried to. Everybody's talking about that trade all over the league. You guys picked him up the first round? How come?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. 49ers.
Well, they rank off on wide receivers. They say 49ers we got the best wide receiver core throughout the NFL.
Yeah, collectively. Yeah. They don't want to let it go. So does B.A. win this? Does he finally get paid, you think?
I don't think they're going to give him $32.
I guarantee they're not giving him $32 million. So, okay, what if he
Not if it's up to Kyle.
No, it's not going to happen. He's not getting 32 under any circumstances.
It's not going to happen.
Okay, so now what?
No. You mean Emmanuel Sanders?
I mean, he's already made this, but he's got to stay in it. He's not going to give up and just say, okay, I'll take you 28. I'll take you 27. It's not going to happen.
He done stuck a foot in his mouth, though.
Yeah, see? He's painted himself into a corner, going around and that's what the 49ers players should not do. You know how they all love, Debo was held in a circus every day. A lot of people forget that. They say, I used to play sports. No, it's not. B.A. was, Debo was ridiculous. Oh, man. That was primetime television. They could follow that around the whole time. B.A.'s bad, but Debo was outrageous. So, this is the thing.
Debo was outrageous. Now, see with Aiyuk, he really want to be a 49er fan because his mother is a die-hard 49er fan.
He said he wants to stay with the 49ers. He did. Honestly, he did. He wants to. But he wants to stay with them and get what he thinks is fair. Okay.
I would give him $28 million, Rambo.
I would too.
I
I
wouldn't
said
give
that,
no
I said it 2
32
weeks ago.
million.
That's coming halfway. All right. 49ers want to give him somewhere
Yeah,
between 25 and 26. He wants 30 or maybe upwards of 30. I don't know. But 30 is the number. So let's go back to 28. And both people should say, you gave
I
up a
give him
little,
28.
we
Nah,
gave
no.
a little.
I
Yeah.
don't, nah.
Give a good guaranteed package. I want to give him more than St. Brown's getting. And call it a day.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to see what happens. Anthony,
I mean,
appreciate you, fam.
What is
Go ahead. Real quick, because we're out of time.
what is Tyreek? Tyreek getting paid what, about 28 million, right?
Somewhere in there. Tyreek's got a huge guaranteed package, too. If they equal that and
Yeah.
Brandon, Tyreek Hill you got the same package as Tyreek Hill. What's wrong with that? Brandon,
That's right.
this is 2024. Tyreek got paid that, what, 22, 23? Okay. We'll come back tomorrow and see if you've got a change of heart. We're not moving from this figure, let you know. See, that's how come arguments go on for that kind of little pettiness. $2 million is going to make that big difference to you. We're going to give you this much guaranteed. God. Okay. Let me see you. Let me see you Friday, fam. All right.
All right, Ronbo.
Eddie, have a great night, fam.
All right. Appreciate you, Ronbo.
Appreciate you, man. You know this. All right. All right, fam. Night.
All right. You know.
You know, fam, as you sit here and think about this, it's really annoying, isn't it? Oh, here's one. Chill. Phil, come on in here, man. I'm in here getting my own self frustrated because I'm thinking about what's going on in there, and I just can't stand it. I'm still getting worse. I'm going to stop talking about this. But Phil, go ahead. What do you? I've entertained a trade. What are you thinking?
People don't realize that Brandon Aiyuk has zero leverage.
I know, but he's going to stop whining, and he's going to sit out.
He's under contract for $14.5 million.
Yep.
Every game that he holds out, he's losing $1 million. If he doesn't come in by week 6,
that's a lot of money.
He's out for the season, and he doesn't get a free agent status. He's still with the 49ers.
Ooh.
So he's not holding out the whole season, and he can't afford to lose $1 million a year. So
he's gonna lose more than that.
He's gonna get fined.
Yeah.
You know, eventually, we're not at the break dead date yet. So the pressure's done yet.
Yeah. So he can afford to play this game for a little while longer, and he's going to.
I mean, look at the only guy that really held out all season was Le'Veon Bell, and look what happened to him.
His life has not been the same since.
It ruined his career.
Yes.
So Brandon Aiyuk better get smart because he has no leverage, and he's going to be playing. And if he doesn't perform, nobody's going to pay him $30 million. So he's between a rock and a hard place. So anyway.
Oh,
And as for the stats on the 49ers, we had 4,384 yards passing and 2,380 yards rushing last year.
Yeah, because we're running out of time. I wanted to tell Jack.
We had the number 2 offense in the league.
Yeah.
We had the number 2 offense in the league.
Yeah.
Behind Miami. We were the 3rd offense in the league in total yards behind Miami and Detroit in passing.
Right. So, Jack, we weren't number 32. I wanted to tell you that.
No way.
Yeah, you got to reconfirm that. That's Brock passed for too many yards for that to be nearly anything more than science fiction. That wasn't true, Jack. Look again. I know you're going to be back in here next time and could reconfirm what you said or whatever, rebuttal. But get ready for that because I'll be waiting. We're waiting.
Whatever. But he did bring up the phrase white boy. And
I
Papa Dragon had every right to call him out on it.
Yeah, that's...
So no matter what he says, he used that term.
I thought I heard it.
We heard it several times.
Yeah.
And anyway.
And Shanahan was motivated by that. That's not
being injury prone, he had one injury.
Yeah.
That was a torn hamstring that lasted him all that time that he's talking about him being out.
Yeah.
one injury doesn't make you injury prone.
Yeah, it's football.
He tore
If
his
you only have one
hamstring.
injury, you're doing damn well.
So, and he's played the last 2 seasons, all 17 games. So,
Yeah.
if you're injury prone, why wasn't he injured over the last 2 seasons if he was overworked?
And yeah, and last year
That
he
makes
really
sense.
got worked. He looked a little banged up toward the end of the season. Everybody's laying on the bench, getting those massages.
Well, all
but,
players are.
yeah,
All players are. Kittle
by
had a
week
core
17.
muscle,
God, Kittle's amazing. He was still playing at a high level too.
and so did Moody Ward had a core muscle. They both
Yeah.
had the same surgery. And as far as Patrick Surtain goes, we don't need him.
No, we're in the
We
second.
don't need him.
I know, but the thing is, man, that secondary would now there'd be no place for Mahomes to throw.
We don't need him.
No, we don't need it, but I got to do something with BA. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if I'm going to get some, I need an offensive line field, but
Well,
there's no
here's
good
the
offensive
thing,
lineman you
with
can get
BA
for him right now.
With BA, he's going to be playing this year, or else he doesn't become a free agent. And you tag him next year, and that's going to still be under $32 million. The tag value, I think, is like $26, $27 million. So then the Niners could trade him.
Yeah,
Tag him and trade him.
yeah. And that's going to cost 2 first-round picks. Oh, BA would be livid. Hey, Phil, how do you think a player that's totally disgruntled like that is going to, A, affect the locker room, B, his performance on the field? This is why when I say a cancer,
If he doesn't play well,
He hurts
doesn't play
himself.
well, nobody's going to give him the money.
but if your heart isn't in it and you're just all raging, pissed off all day, I worry
Well,
about
you
what
know
you're
what?
focusing
Grow up.
on.
This is-
Yeah, well,
This is an adult league.
That's true.
You know? Grow up. And why are all the wide receivers prima donnas?
I know. I don't get that. Mainly them. And running backs are the ones that get
Yeah.
abused, and they don't do all that.
Did you hear anything from McCaffrey when he was going through his deal? No.
Quiet as a mouse.
Bosa, nothing.
Edge rushers.
You
How
know?
important are edge rushers? Do you hear them saying, raging, throwing fits? Never.
Trent Williams, not a word.
One of the best in the game. Quietly goes about saying what they. Well, he knows his worth, and Trent knew that he was going to get his.
And when
BA's
Fred
got
Warner
no
was going through his contract negotiations, there wasn't much talk.
quiet. He was in Kansas City about to sign another deal. What does he do? He calls Kyle and says, "Listen, they're wrapping things up
Kyle
here."
says you better up the deal.
Yeah. You know what, guys? No. Wait. Get back here now, and let's get this done. But what a guy, right? Kansas City's offering me a lot of money, more than you guys are, and I call you and let you know. I'll never forget Trent Williams for that.
But anyway, Rombo, that's we were number 3 in passing yards last year.
Well, there you go, Jack. 32. Jack, I knew that was far-fetched. We run out of time. I didn't want to get into it any further, but no, I didn't.
Was it number 2 offense in the league behind Miami? And the reason Miami was number 1, they had that 72 points game and 1,000,000 yards against Denver.
I know, right? That'll help you every year. Do that once a year and you're right in the running. So we're going to go
So
before
anyway,
we get into the morning wee
I
hours.
think Aiyuk's going to be with the team. And since Big Show says he's going to be gone, he's going to be with the team.
Big Show! Hey, Phil,
Anyway, Rombo,
why would you come in and
I
soothe
like
things?
I like stirring the pot a little bit.
Yeah, no, you do a good job at that. But I'll see you. I'll look for you Friday, pot stirrer.
Okay, Rombo. You take care.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Matty, yes. Wait. Mr. Block asks, you think it's the guaranteed money? From what I did read an article, it did say that. It's about the guaranteed money. Yeah, Mr. Block eyes. That's the thing. But if it's annual APY, BA, come on, man. Come on. Damn the AB. As a matter of fact, St. Brown is going to be crying in a couple of years, too. You won't. You've already got your guarantee. Matty S.
What's up, buddy?
You know?
Yeah, buddy.
Man, I know you like I know you'll take an F-150. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, what am I going to do Lamborghini? I can't go out open road. If I drive down the freeway too hard, the cops are going to bird dog me. So you know what? It's not Lamborghinis. It's a luxury item, like BA is trying to tell you he is. You know, as far as if you parallel the conversation, I'm a Lamborghini. You guys are lucky to have me.
No,
You can't
instead of
afford a
driving a
Lamborghini. You
Lamborghini, what
can't
you
have
do is
one.
no, you save a ton of money and you buy the Ram TRX with a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 in it. You drive that.
Yeah. That's
It's a
reliable.
luxury sport truck, bro.
I got a
Yeah.
payload in the back.
A lot less money.
You know, yeah.
Tons of less money. Yeah, you put all your stuff in the back. Yeah, dude, that's the way to be. And dude, I'm just kind of getting tired of his whole attitude.
Yeah, you see,
he can get gone.
I was with him until he made himself into a Lamborghini. Man, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Stop.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro?
So, he's put himself above the team, like wide receivers tend to do. And we haven't had that kind of thing since T.O. Well, Michael Crabtree, a little bit.
Crabtree he was really bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
since
I forgot about Crabtree.
That's not that far long ago, was it?
Yeah, dude. No, it wasn't that far back. And then he became a Raider after a while.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
And got his and had to deal with Denver, that cornerback that had a thing about him jerking his necklace off. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
That was
Taj or type yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
they're always grabbing.
The guy was notorious.
I could
for starting fights around the league.
Why am I drawing? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy now. I know. I can envision it in my head.
No, I
can
see his
it
face
right
too.
now.
I just can't remember his name. And chat, who's that guy that used to harass Crabtree, the cornerback that played with the New England Patriots and went around to a couple more teams? Anyway,
he was with Denver for a while.
Yeah. I think he was with the Rams for a minute too, wasn't he? I think he was.
Maybe that sounds right. But I'm pretty sure they did a lot of trash talking between each other when Crabtree was a Raider and he was a Bronco.
I know. But anyway, let's get back to Brandon Aiyuk. Nobody going to do the
yeah, dude.
My thing was, let's go ahead and trade him and see if we get a lockdown cornerback. I like that kind of deal because we got locked down, and God knows that we had an offense that was supposed to just run romp shot over the Chiefs, and they just calmed us right on down. God.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't having that, bro. And you know what? We are better with Brandon Aiyuk, but we're not.
Yeah, we are. No.
We're still Super Bowl contenders without him.
He just makes things. He makes it a lot easier. I mean, he makes it a legitimate threat.
It does. I agree. But then if you switch that up and you do get a really good corner, one that really has proven his worth, and we know is actually going to come out and do the job that we're looking for, that might pay dividends in itself.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, Phil had a good point. He doesn't really have any leverage.
I know, but he
what are you going to do?
Like it, though.
You're going to miss out on all that money?
I don't believe it either. He'll play. But
no.
I don't want to play all pissed off. I want him to play, have his heart in it, because that's good. That's a happy BA is going to be a better playing BA, right? This is the only thing that concerns me.
Well, but he's also got to realize too, being a crappy playing BA is not going to bode real well for him trying to get paid good money.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of a double-edged sword for him because he can't come out with who cares what kind of an attitude he comes out with as long as he's putting up the numbers he needs to put up, and then maybe we get rid of him later. But he'll be a 49er this year.
And if he really shows out, the 49ers may call him in mid-season. Listen, we like what you're doing, and we're going to go ahead. Let's go 29-5. All right, listen, before you say anything, listen. I'm going to get incentive package. I'm going to add to that. It's going to put you well over 31, and you'll have as much money as CeeDee Lamb with just being Brandon Aiyuk. You got to romance these guys. You really do, because they act like, oh, I don't want to use it. I'm not going to say, but I'm just thinking you got to work with them mentally.
Yeah. When do you draw the line? Like when is it just too much, man? It just gets so mentally tiring. You know what I mean, dude?
Oh.
Doesn't it seem that way to you?
It does.
It just seems
And
I just feel like we're dealing with he's a grown man, but then he's
Right.
acting like he's acting like he's 17, man.
Right. And well, he got that, and that's what the market dictates. So I need to get to mine too.
Well, what did Tyrese get?
Tyreek's getting 28, I think, but his guarantee is big, and that's what counts, Maddie. That's
the big thing. It really is what counts as the guaranteed money. So
because I can write a contract and
make
I don't
sure
owe
the
you anything
guaranteed money
after
looks great.
2-3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, dude. It'll work out. It'll probably work out in our favor.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't bring an attitude. We don't need the attitude in the locker room either, man.
No,
we don't need to affect the rest of the team.
I don't want guys walking around on pins and needles because they got to be careful around Brandon. Walk softly around him because he's all pissed off. That, celebrations and things like that in the locker room. People got to temper it down a little bit. We got a funeral going on over here. The man in black, that's Brandon Aiyuk.
Sensitive, all big baby in the corner. Yeah, I don't like it, dude.
And he looks over guys at Nick Bosa. Yeah, you got yours. Well, I can't get mine. I don't know why.
Yeah, you got yours.
And can you see Nick?
Nick his.
Yeah. You see Nick now.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. You should get yours at some point soon. Just keep playing good ball. They'll notice. I mean, you can just Nick's the wrong guy you want to ask about that. Good bother.
He really is. So funny you say that stuff. He really is the wrong guy to be asking about that. That's hilarious.
Because the Bosa families, this is what they do.
He's so soft. And he's a beast, but man, he's calm on the outside.
That's just so funny about
him. He's real zen.
Right? Exactly.
I love it, dude.
Well, I
love it.
My boy over in San Jose, Tony, he says, now both of the Bosa brothers are stoners. I said, I hadn't thought about that because they are mellow, aren't they? Yeah, well, Joey's not. Joey lost his temper year before last on the sideline. He went completely nuts because the refs were throwing flags on him. Yeah, did you see that? Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
You don't want to let guys
no.
Yeah, that
made him mad.
Those are the kind of guys you don't want to piss off. Silent, soft-spoken guys built like the Bosas. They're gentle, but don't piss them off. Then it gets kind of scary.
Yeah. I always say it's the dude in the room that you got to worry about, the quiet one.
Always. Anyway, let me look for you Friday, and let's say if BA comes around, and we can all say, "Thanks, BA. About time, man. You put this misery out of it. God, thank you." I don't think so, but
I think either way, buddy. I think with Brandon the way he acts, I think we'll at least have something to talk about.
Yeah, well, I'd rather talk about how good the team's
looking.
Give
us something to talk about, I'm sure.
Oh God.
Maybe, who knows? That's 3 days away, man. We could hear some really good stuff.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
Hoping for big things.
Absolutely. All right, fam. See you Friday, Matty.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, buddy.
Thanks, Matty.
Night, buddy.
Night. Oh, man. Oh, B-Ham, I know you got some things to say about this situation. B-A. Oh! B-Ham.
Ronbo, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Usually I don't do this. I didn't say this about Debo. People say, "Man, get Debo the hell up out of here, man. Trade him, get anything you want." I didn't say that. I didn't go along with that win. I like Debo. I want to stay. And then with Brandon Aiyuk, I've been that way up until he put a little sour taste in my mouth with, I don't know what their team situation financially is, but if you can't afford a Lamborghini, you shouldn't have one. BA.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt me to say this, Ronbo. Thank you for your service. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why I say that, Ronbo. I heard him say in that interview that you're talking about on the pivot. He said he lines up and he do this, he do that. He does. When they put him in front of the number one cornerback, he go out there and he get off.
Yeah, he does.
You feel me?
Yeah,
I respect it.
I do too.
But you want me to tell you something, Ronbo?
Please.
He had the chance to me, just me. I ain't speaking for nobody else. I'm speaking for me.
Mm-hmm.
He had the chance to really prove his worth when we lost Trent, Kittle, and Debo. When you became the number one wide receiver,
ooh, I forgot about that.
we lost 3 games. We lost 3 games in a row. And don't get me wrong, one of them I blame the kicker. One of them I do blame the kicker.
The Browns game.
You feel me? Right. But it's 2 other games. We played the Vikings. You didn't go out there and look like Justin Jefferson.
Bengals.
You didn't go out there and prove your worth.
Yeah.
We played the Bengals. You didn't go out there and put the team on your back knowing we didn't have CMC, Debo, Trent, and I think George Kittle. I forgot who exactly.
Kittle's playing beat up
players that were hurt
all year
but
anyway.
we had players hurt, and you didn't for whatever reason it didn't equate to a win. So I understand you want to get paid, but I understand also that maybe you getting off the way you getting off is because you got 4 or 5 other guys that you got to also be worried about as well.
They're part of that machine.
And like, I always tell you, Ronbo, we don't have one wide receiver that's finna go out there and beat anybody deep for real. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yes.
So, I mean, hey, I like that you run routes. You can find another route runner.
May have one.
You can't
Ricky
find,
might be.
You probably never will find another Debo, somebody that is a threat at receiver and running back. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I like him. He was basically like a Debo. I didn't know he came out of nowhere, but he has showed great potential. 30, especially if Jerry Jones be stupid as hell to go out there and pay CeeDee Lamb $32 million.
Oh,
hey,
no.
Thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I think George Kittle, this is his last year on his contract, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
You finna have to pay Brock. So we got a lot of other things that you got to do to keep this team moving beyond this season rather than, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, a lot of people have said that maybe we have mismanaged our money and we should have signed these players early and we should have did this. We had to sign what we had because you got to think, at the end of every season, we had players going out here with this holdout crap. It happens every year.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when is the market? And see, that's honestly why I wish Purdy had to beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Because if Purdy had to beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, you got to think the quarterback market would have crashed in, Ronbo. Because what do I need to overpay all y'all quarterbacks for when you got this guy that was the last pick of the draft, just led his team to the Super Bowl and won.
And we don't know what kind of agent he's got. He might have ran in the office 5 minutes after the Super Bowl's over. Look, we're going to need to get paid now. Uh-oh.
But then you got to think about this. Hell, Lamar just got paid, and he still can't make it to the Super Bowl. So,
or through a season. That was the first season Lamar made it to the end of the season. In how many years? 4?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the market to crash at some point. At some point, these players are going to be making billions. The owner's supposed to make billions. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to never put a cap on anybody's value.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for this sport to keep going on, unless they're going to just do away with the salary cap.
Right? Because the quality of every club is going to be affected by this. If your quarterback's getting all the money available, how am I going to field the team?
You're not going to be able to continue to keep teams. It's gonna come down to teams are gonna start doing what the 49ers. I'm gonna go out here and just get me a quarterback that can process quick, get the ball out of his hand. We're gonna go spend the money on these playmakers. If one of the other you're not gonna be able to pay for.
No.
It's just one of them you're not gonna be able to do.
And if the quarterback's that good, now you have the screaming diva wide receiver over here that's actually benefiting from that quarterback skills more than anything else. He's saying, "Oh no, y'all got to pay me." Okay, how about we pay you this? Because you're a part of what's going on. You're not all the whole show.
The market is going to have to crash on one of those positions the same way it did at the running back position. It's going to have to in order for it to be reset. Because in 10 years from now, man, I hate to see what these guys going to be making.
Well, you mentioned that Beham, have you noticed the NBA salaries? That seems to have no boundary. I don't. The owners. I thought there was going to be a meeting about that or legislation. They tried to propose that the quarterback money not count as far as toward the cap, and that died quickly, from what I understand. So I don't. But everybody's aware of the quarterback money. Do you know Trevor Lawrence? Do you think Trevor Lawrence is worth what he got paid?
No.
Nobody does.
And listen, don't get me wrong. Lamar Jackson, he was an MVP. I respect it. But I still don't believe he was worth where he got paid. Until these quarterbacks, until these players start producing in the playoffs, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your team is making deep runs in the playoffs. They shouldn't be getting paid. Only the best of the best, the teams that you continuously seeing up there, these players should be getting paid like that. And maybe I'm wrong for looking at it like that.
No, that's what should stay in the first place.
You're overpaying these players on these bum ass teams, and now it's driving the rates up for these good teams, and they can't pay nobody.
That's exactly the dominoing effect of that. Exactly right. And that needs to be pointed out too, because a bad team next year is going to overpay the quarterback. And then that's going to set the standard, which everybody goes by.
It might not even be the quarterback, though, Ronbo. It might be
any position.
Defensive lineman. And Jerry Jones is stupid as fuck. He might overpay the damn field goal kicker, knowing him.
But he won't play. He won't pay his cheerleaders.
Hey,
that's a comedy organization. We got we got to go though, fam. It's good to hear from you. We don't hear from you enough.
Ronbo, man. Hey, man. Hey, I try to sit back and get all my notes and everything together before I come on. I be listening to y'all.
Your argument was perfect. He didn't do anything when we needed him. If he's supposed to be a guy that carries a team, what happened to 3 losses in a row? Where was Brandon Aiyuk? I even thought about that. That was a great argument.
I look at everything, brother.
Yeah.
I look at everything. But, hey, I look to be back on. You be back Friday?
Friday, yeah. Looking for you, too.
I'll try to get back in here and speak to you Friday, man, and you have your happy 4th of July. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving. I must be hungry.
Go ahead and get something to eat, fam. Happy 4th.
All right, my man.
I'll see you Friday. That'd be him.
Bet.
Oh, God, that's a perfect argument. We lost 3 games in a row, B.A. If you feel you're worthy of carrying a team like Justin Jefferson, well, how come we lost all 3 games? I love that argument. Yo, Casey! Casey?
Ronbo.
Casey. Hey, Casey, I haven't heard from you in a long time. I noticed every time, too. How you doing?
Yeah, Ronbo, it's been a minute, man. A lot has happened in the last month or so.
Okay.
Did
it all come out good?
Say what?
Did it all come out well?
Well, I would say so. I'm here, aren't I?
I mean, I'm just whatever.
On the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show. Detroit versus themselves. The world famous Ronbo Sports Show.
He makes an announcement every time. And, the last year, it came close, Casey. Can you imagine if we'd have lost to Detroit? Burr would close his show down. But what are we going to say? Don Berg goes to the NFC Championship, beats the 49ers, and in the Super Bowl. Now, every time we get in there, Detroit no longer worries about San Francisco. Man, it could get bad quick.
Ronbo, I feel like I have a special message tonight for the people listening in Egypt and Africa and on the space station.
Doing the Jalen. Go ahead.
But Ronbo, it's occurred to me that the strongest moments in Kyle Shanahan's history have been when his faith really shines. Like at the end of the when he punts at the end of the week 18 game versus the Rams.
Yeah.
In those final minutes and whatnot. And I really hope that Kyle's not going to be in competition with himself this year.
Elaborate further on that. Now, where are you going with that?
So what?
Elaborate further on that. Where is this going?
Well, I just think when you try and when you go against the tide, you got to go with the flow of things, right?
Well,
and like the other caller was saying, working McCaffrey to death, and he has some. There's some major weight to that statement.
No, I agree. And we all worried about it even all during the course of last year. We're watching McCaffrey carrying the ball every other carry. Sometimes 3 downs at a time, and then they finally pass the ball. And then they mix it up for a while, and McCaffrey takes a few minutes off, but he's still on the field. Yeah, I know. We all agree on that. He works McCaffrey.
Thank you for acknowledging that, caller. Thank you for acknowledging that. And just really quick, I just want to say this. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a white man trying to do that for a fellow white man. Like, if he was half Punjabi or Samoan like I am, I would want him to break the record, too. So I'll feel you. Thank you.
Can a middle-aged white man catch a break?
Exactly. Shout out to all the white folks out there. I love y'all. We all won. We all won, baby.
Yes, sir.
Jack, I don't know what got you started on that, but it's Shannon is not a white supremacist. He does not mind if the black guy in the club is doing well. He didn't push McCaffrey in that direction for that reason, Jack. I have to emphatically
But
disagree.
One last question to the caller is: what's wrong with a white man trying to make his own person be the record breaker, which he broke Jerry Rice's record? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm trying to also point out.
Jack, let me see you Friday. This is Casey's time. Come on, Jack.
All right, Casey, go hit the nail on the head, Casey. You're doing a great job.
Right on, Jack. Get some rest.
Let me get rid of the
man.
fake Chris Hansons here. Get him out of here. Oh, God.
Oh, man. No, Ronbo, I don't think it's like that at all. I don't think Christian skin color has anything to do with this.
I don't either. He's just a good football player. I mean, that's all.
Yeah. But he's not
a
Jerome
good
Bettis,
football player.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
But he's not Jerome Bettis.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You
can't be running McCaffrey 25, 30 times a game and expect that it's going to last for 4 months.
I know that is worrisome. We all agree on that part. You're working him too hard,
after
child.
McCaffrey's now Christian's on the Madden cover. I mean, Jesus, brother, we got to protect this guy at all costs.
He hates to come off the field. Shanahan has a little fear of him. I don't know what Christian told him. He told the media he doesn't like to come out of games. Okay, Kyle, but
and I think
you're in
I
charge.
think Christian's the kind of person that
he wants to be out
Christian's
there.
going to go out there with one. Christian's going to go out there with one leg. You know what I mean? That's the kind of player I think he is.
Him and George Kittle.
And so when you have a coach like Kyle and a player like Christian, I guess this is what you get. But from my point of view, Kyle could distribute the ball a little bit more. I think, especially early on.
And he's got good backups, so let them take a spell here and there. There's no need to run McCaffrey that hard. Everybody agrees on that. Kyle should agree on that.
Yeah. Man, did you see Debo running on the treadmill, Ronbo?
I know everybody's talking about. I saw it. I didn't pay any attention. You know why I didn't take it seriously? Debo did that last year too, and he had a so-so year. It was okay,
but
Yeah.
But it's funny this year because Brandon's like catching up to him now. So he's trying to outrun Brandon. Brandon's falling behind. I got to take off. I'm gone.
Hey, that's a good point. I wonder if Debo and Brandon got. Now, Brandon just naturally faster than Debo, though.
Rumbo, do you think that was a subliminal thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
Debo did to Brandon Aiyuk?
No, I wonder what. That's a good point. I wonder what Brandon feels about how BA is going about trying to get his money. I do wonder about that, though. Because I wish Debo and Brandon would not talk. I don't want him to be influenced by anything Debo did, because Debo was way crazy during his contract negotiation, right? So, I don't want to hear any media saying Brandon Aiyuk were having dinner. Brandon Aiyuk was having dinner with Debo the other night, and some speculate that things were said that probably aren't going to be beneficial to the San Francisco 49ers cause. And I said, I guarantee you it's not. Oh, what did they talk about? Oh, they talked about any and everything but football. So it's a scary time.
Well, Rumbo, the fact of the matter is Kyle doesn't know if Christian's going to be alive on Sunday, and he's got to run him 25 times in this next game because we don't know if he's going to be alive the following week. So
he's never going to live that statement down. We got to go, Case. Okay, listen, do not make me wait 3 or 4 weeks or a month to hear from Casey again. I'll be back Friday. Just
Rumbo,
tune in and let us know who you're at.
I had to sit down for a little bit, man, but I got some false charges dropped over here. So
okay, good. I'm glad as long as they got dropped
over here yet again.
All right.
Macking and mobbing.
There you go. All right.
I'm just so grateful, Rumbo. Thank you for the platform, man. Thank you.
Grateful for you, and I'm glad you beat whatever
the fort
it is.
Down here.
All right.
Talking about the Super Bowl in June. All right, buddy. Later, man.
Right? It's July now. Officially July. All right, Casey. Yeah. I'll see you Friday. And we do this, but we've had a right to. We've been there. NFCCG 4 out of 5 years. Come on, where were they? Oh, when everybody says still the flag, I know Jack is really serious about that, ain't he? Kyle did not. Never mind. Ellis. Ellis. Oh, Ellis. Ellis. But I would love to relax and hear that it's over. We've signed him. Hank, come on in, Hank.
Ronbo, how you been, man?
Doing great, Hank. I haven't heard from you in a while. I tell you, man. You know what, Hank? I would be a lot better, though, if we weren't dealing with the same thing we deal with every year this time. Last year, we waited on Nick, right? We're sitting there, and August goes rolling by. And then, and Hank, take yourself back to those moments in August. Hey, they haven't signed Nick yet, man. Opening day's coming up, what? Next week. Right? We're a couple, was it 2 or 3 days before the season opener, and Nick Bosa's on board? I just don't,
Yeah, that was a little stressful.
Yeah. So here we go again. And BA's serious. He doesn't have any leverage. Nick did. But BA's got a 5th-year option he's got to play. And so I don't know why he's doing that. But, I know why he's doing it, but still. Players can get hurt. I understand that. And their ability to negotiate contracts is over. But Hank, what are you going to do? I've already traded BA because he's making me crazy. What are you thinking?
Yeah, Ronbo, haven't talked to you in about, honestly, about a year now. A couple life changes. And, man, honestly, I just been having a bad taste in my mouth from the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes took two rings from us. I've been a Niner fan for about 14 years now. And haven't seen a ring yet. I've seen 3 Super Bowls. But
Patrick Mahomes,
Ronbo,
too. Yeah.
But you got to give him credit, Ronbo. I mean, the guy was working with, receivers that are dropping balls left and right. And honestly, Patrick Mahomes, that's Kyle Shanahan's kryptonite right there.
Yep.
And if I'm being honest with this Brandon Aiyuk situation, Ronbo, Brandon's making more noise than Debo was, and Debo requested a damn trade. I do. Debo didn't go and do no damn interview. And honestly, I was one of the main ones saying, you know what, I'd prefer Brandon over Debo. But, all this, this is too much, Ronbo. And, the option to play without being re-signed, that's off the table at this point. And, with all this interviews and, his girl recording a video and all this, I get it. He's playing for his bag, and, more props to him. But, that's if you want to go over there in Washington and, win 6 games a year, just like the other callers said, 3 games in, Brandon with the number 1 receiver, what do? We went 0 for 3. And I get it. It was a missed kick.
Boy, that was an excellent sticking point, wasn't it? You're supposed to be getting carried.
That was a great point by the caller.
Yeah, that's BHAM. I hadn't even thought about that.
But, it's starting to be too much, man. And, all the stuff he said in the interview, taking a back seat, letting other guys do their thing. Listen, man, you're not the number 1 option, okay? We've seen how that looked. We've seen how that looked, and we don't want that. All right? So take what the Niners have given you. We supposed to feel bad that you're making $27 million a year?
I know, right? I mean, come on, man. You're haggling over a couple of mil.
So, you know what? If Washington's going to give you that extra $3 million, man, go over there. I'll take Scary Terry any day.
Oh, hell
he'll be our 3rd, 4th option, just like Brandon is right now.
But Terry, he's definitely Brandon's equal. McLaurin is scary. Every time we play Washington, I always worry about him more than anybody else on that team. So, yeah.
But look what he's doing in Washington. Imagine when he's in Shanahan's offense. I get it. Shanahan's a choke artist, man. I was in college. Matter of fact, it was before college when this man got signed.
Yeah.
And I'm 3 years out of college, man, and we still ain't seen a ring.
And the bad thing about it, we've gotten close. We're at the place that you need to succeed to get the ring. And then what do? We leave the stadium with our tails between the legs and did it again. And the same team, just like you mentioned. Harbaugh, he loses to the Giants took us out of that game. We should have won that Super Bowl. But then when we do get the Super Bowl, what do? Choke. That's 4 rings.
Yeah.
4. That should
Rumble,
be.
Kyle Shanahan, man. Rumble, we scored damn near the same amount of points in the Super Bowl as we did with Jimmy about 5 years ago. Yeah. You realize that?
I do.
That's
almost the same situation. Got a 10-point lead to give it up.
That's tragic. With CMC, with Kittle, with Brock Purdy, a much more improved quarterback than Jimmy. And I mean, you got Debo, you got Aiyuk, and you still can't get it done, man. Honestly, I lost faith in Shanahan. And you know what? This year, I'm not putting a damn dime on the Niners. And I'll be damned if I buy any gear this year. I'm not spending no money until I see a ring. I give you my word on that. So, honestly, it is what it is. I mean, Shanahan, he brought us up, before we had Chip Kelly and, we had what's the dude's name who's passing gas in the press conference, Tom Sula.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we doing better.
I forgot about that.
we doing much better. But I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of head coaches who could win with this roster right now.
Okay, Hank, this is why. Who would you bring in? You can't get Arians. I'm sorry, not Arians, but Andy Reid. We can't get Andy, right? Belichick's retired. Who are we talking about here? Because I keep going along. I hear the argument. I say, you know what, guys, I feel your pain on that, but give me an option or an alternative to Shanahan and Lynch, because for all intents and purposes, they're assembling the team. They're doing everything the right way. For some odd reason, the gods just won't stay with us at the Super Bowl. Who are you going to appoint if you get rid of Shanahan and Lynch? You got to rebuild that whole team. Whoever comes in is going to start from scratch. How are you going to do? Who is it?
I don't agree with that, Ronbo. I don't think they'll be starting from scratch. I think it was a mistake. I think it was a mistake re-signing Shanahan without him having to prove it. But, with Jim Harbaugh coming back into the league, and, yeah, I get your point on that. The options are limited. But I'll tell you right now, if the head coaching job for the San Francisco 49ers opened up, I'll tell you right now, we got a bunch of applicants coming in.
Okay, name me a couple.
I'll give you that. Shanahan is a damn good offensive coordinator, and he took us out of the mud. But, I mean, if you can't get it done with this roster, I don't see where you can get it done.
And also, Shanahan was just rated as having the number one offensive scheme in the NFL. These are the things I don't want to. If we would see, and you know that thing, you know that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. You know, so I don't want to be singing that song. You know, because if Shanahan leaves, 49ers have back-to-back seasons, and they will be at the top of the draft order. Oh, I've seen that movie, Hank. I don't want to see it again, if anytime soon.
I feel you on that, Ronbo, and I'm not arguing. Anything that you're saying.
And all I'm saying
right
is,
now.
give me an option.
But, yeah. No, you got a good point. Doug Peterson. I always liked him. I know he's a defensive guy, but I don't know. I bet there's a couple of options. Especially if the job opening, happened. But I'm just saying, with this roster, I don't think it's getting better than this, Ronbo.
Yeah, maybe
we
not.
had a better roster than the Chiefs.
Way
paper,
better, too. That's what made me so
team in the
damn
NFL.
mad. You know what? The 49ers job is going to be just like the Lakers, though. The Lakers are used to championships. The 49ers were one of the best franchises in Super Bowl history. We're one game off the pace of being the best in the game, along with everybody, with the Steelers and the Patriots. But we just can't get it done. And that's why, if you're going to take the job as a 49er coach, the pressure is going to be great. So what are you going to do? And who is that guy? Bring Belichick out of retirement?
That's a good question, Randy.
It is. Be careful how you, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful who you bring in. Oh, we'll see.
No, I get you there, Ronbo, but I'm just kind of
tired,
honestly fed up. With the way the Niners are doing things. If you really wanted Aiyuk, you should have signed him last year. I mean,
thank you.
You telling me you got this guy under contract? You not having no conversations with him? There's no way they were completely blindsided by this, Ronbo. And now he's going off on the pivot and all this other shit. I mean,
it's
really
enough.
Just trade him. Count your losses. If we could get a first-round pick back, that's perfect. That's what we gave up for him. But honestly, at this point, I'm good with the dogs that we got, Ronbo. We got C-Mac. We got Kittle on his last year. Kittle ain't gonna be back next year. Debo looks like he might be sticking around for a little bit longer.
Well, yeah.
If we don't got Aiyuk
now, we got Hey, good to hear from you again after so long, and hopefully you got some time for us Friday. I'll be back then. Looking for you. How about that?
Always good to talk to you, Ronbo. You take care, brother.
Always good to talk to you, Hank. When we get a chance, I love it. Have a great night, fam. It's gonna get better.
You too, man.
All right. And here he comes. Here he comes. Another youngster that's been disgruntled with the fact that 49ers, he knows about the 49er history, and he can't understand why that history can't continue. And you can't blame him. He's Jalen. Jalen!
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Jalen, doing all right, because as I say, the season ain't started yet. I ain't mad. I'm getting a little tired and weary of Brandon Aiyuk. Normally, Jalen, if I know you, you're going to take that middle ground and lean toward Brandon. Go ahead. Bring it in because I'm already trading.
But while we shouldn't be having this problem, though. We
I agree. It's part of the 49ers' fault. I agree.
Yeah, but we ain't going to hold. The 49ers don't hold nobody accountable.
Yeah. Thing is, I it's gotten to the point now. This weed that's growing in Santa Clara, both Shanahan, Lynch, and Brandon are watering that thing, and it's growing out of control. So you're gonna get to the point now where both sides lose face if they give in. I knew it was gonna come to this, so it's kind of scary.
Yeah, Ronbo, and to one of the callers earlier that it's not even him. Those 3 games that we lost, Brandon Aiyuk had 242 yards in those combined 2 games. Is that Justin Jefferson-like numbers? Probably not. He probably would have had like 300, maybe. But 242 yards in 3 games.
Wait. I didn't even know that. Did BA have 242 yards?
He had 101 games, 76, and then 50-something another. He had 200
in 3 weeks
combined yards.
Well, that's not tacky. but we still lost the game. You know, how many games has Justin Jefferson lost where he was just the star of the show? That's another stat I need to look into.
A
These
lot.
are,
A
I
lot,
know, right?
Ronbo.
Because many, yeah.
The Vikings. Come on now.
I understand.
Vikings. Justin Jefferson done went off for 200 plus yards and done lost.
No, that's equivalent to LeBron James out there scoring 50 points and they still lost. Kobe did that a couple of times. Damn near 60 points and the Lakers lost. You know, you can't. No team's going to win with one man carrying the whole load anyway. And this is why that should have never got started with wide receivers believing that they're carrying the team and need to be paid more
Ronbo,
money.
ain't you a Lakers fan?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, I am.
How do you feel about that whole Bronny thing, Ronbo? I know you can't really.
I know. Don't get me started because you know what? This is like. I don't understand why.
It's just basketball, Ronbo. That's what LeBron said. It's just basketball. Kobe Bryant would never say something like that, Ronbo.
Bronny had a 5-point average in college. Don't tell me he's a pro. If it wasn't for your dad, you wouldn't have been drafted into the NBA. So I don't. They did that to appease him, and I hope it works out. I hope Bronny blossoms into a good ball player that can contribute. But right now, I really had my problem with that, Jalen. I did. I love me some LeBron, though, and that's why I said, okay, if he wants that, let him have it. Okay. But then they had a chance to pick up one of the Splash Brothers, right? And he went ahead and went to Dallas. You know, okay, you know what? We need to talk about this later. We need to get about our situation here with
Ronbo, is it official or something? I looked at your thumbnail. I thought we made it like an official trade.
No, this is the scenario. It's one of those deals that if you want to get better, you go ahead and you get a lockdown corner. The reason the Chiefs beat us, Jalen, how come they beat us? Because we couldn't do a damn thing.
Ronbo,
Snead and McDuffie.
Hold on, wait, time out, Ronbo. I know you not about to sit up here and say a cornerback is the reason why we lost that Super Bowl. We had 10 points in one half. A cornerback is not going to change that.
What happened in the fourth quarter? You know that
Ronbo,
you remember that shot?
Got gas.
But
Ronbo, if we up 28-0, if we ain't up 28-0 if we got 28 points in the fourth quarter, that doesn't even matter.
Well, that's a good point. But you know,
I get the defense fell short at the end of the game, but Ronbo, we got a comfortable lead and the defense started falling off. Do we care? No, because we have a lead. But we didn't because the offense didn't show up.
Well, no, we had a 10-point lead at one point. And they just snatched that away from us. That famous, but that's the magic number. We always get our ass kicked. We could have a 14-point lead or a 9-point lead, but don't have a 10-point lead.
Ronbo, let me ask you something. If I told you got a 10-point lead against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, would you still be worried?
Yeah.
And
so I understand what you're saying.
About Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I am. I was the whole time. So, I was never relaxed in that game.
Yeah. Well, it ain't nothing we can do now, man.
I know.
Super Bowl's over.
And unfortunately, you don't have a system in your head like a computer where you can delete all that stuff and not even know about it. I don't want to know about that Super Bowl. That was really painful, Jalen. My God, that was painful.
Okay,
that was worse than
the
first one.
Jesus. Ronbo, you remember I came in here a while ago and said I'm going to bring up the Super Bowl no more? You really making this painful for me. Like, I don't want to think about it.
Well, because we're pointing out examples as to why certain things happen, you know.
I'm 23. I done seen 3 Super Bowls, and I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. In the slightest. Like, that's traumatizing. I don't, man. Look. Oh, God.
And Jalen's gotten to the point I'm scared. If we look up, and the 49ers will, again, make their way to the Super Bowl, but unfortunately for the 49ers, the Kansas City Chiefs are sitting there waiting on them. Jalen, you see how dark I am right now?
I don't want to see
I'm going to be whiter than any white you've ever seen if I hear about the Chiefs and 49ers in the Super Bowl. I'm going to be sitting there looking over the top of this desk like Kilgore, man.
I don't want to see the Ravens either, Ronbo.
You know what? I'd rather see them than Mahomes and company.
No.
They got our
Kyle
number.
Shanahan is 0. He's 0-4 versus the Ravens in his career, Ronbo. No, sir. I'm good on that.
Ravens beat us in the last Super Bowl, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
We're 0-4
Yeah,
versus the Chiefs and the Ravens. The most embarrassing thing that would ever happen to any club.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to play the Steelers either because they got rushed.
No, I'm serious. I'm not afraid of anybody but Patrick Mahomes. There's a magic with the Chiefs that I don't think every
hold
team
on,
has.
Ronbo. You didn't hear what I just said about the Steelers? What if we got to play the Steelers and they got rushed as they started? How you feel about that?
I was trying to pay that no mind because Russell Wilson's it's time for him to retire. I'm looking for him to lose his job midway through the season. Anyway,
if they mess around and they in the Super Bowl and it's because of Russ.
Hey, Jalen, there's no place to hide. There's no place to run. The 49ers have got to bring it and stop assing around and giving up these leads. If you guys jump out in the front, stay out there. God.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, hey, man, look, we should at least be 2 times. He should have at least 2 rings right now, Ron.
At least.
You know
at
what?
least 2.
Hey, we're gonna be there next year, Ronbo. We're gonna be there next year. We're gonna be there next year, so no matter.
I know we have a right to feel that way. Unlike the Raiders and the Cowboys are always talking about that, we actually do come close. If we don't get there, we make sure everybody else doesn't. Because we're in the NFC. There's no reason to lose the NFC.
Yeah, it's not, but we do. We find a way.
We haven't yet, though. Well, okay, the Rams once. And
we lost to the Rams.
And the Rams
and
Eagles.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't understand that. I don't get that, Ronbo. I really don't.
See, it makes me crazy. When you think about it, when you're alone with your thoughts and you sit up and think football, I go right back to those moments in the Super Bowl when that ball flies through the air and it hits Luda Jr. on the leg. There's Ray trying to pick it up. They knocked Ray. They hit him so hard, I felt it. They picked the ball up and they go in and score.
Ronbo, if we were up 21 to 3 when that happens, we don't care. But the fact that we had only 13 points at that time, I mean, that's the reason why that hurt us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that happened, and it's sad, but if we got points on the board, we don't even care.
Doesn't make sense. Each and every time, it's hard to understand how that had to happen.
Why didn't we have any points on the board, Ronbo? Well, with the offensive player of the year. No point.
Ladarius Sneed, I told you about McDuffie. They've tightened down the clamps on them thumbs in the fourth quarter. Remember that shot that Brock threw and Debo couldn't catch up with the ball? You know what Brock was trying to do? He was trying to get out of McDuffie's way. And I said, you know what? That Debo doesn't have that kind of speed. And I know Brock's got better accuracy than that, but I know what he was doing. But God, Jesus Christ. What's wrong, Kyle? What are we doing here? So, I got McCaffrey.
I feel like we'll
fumbling the ball in the first half. George Kittle's blocking down on the other side. If he just turns around, he recovers that fumble. Jalen, anything that can go. Murphy is sitting in the crowd every time we play the Super Bowl. Anything that can go wrong is going to go wrong. That's all there is to it. Dang, are we that much? Jalen, we went way over. Jalen, we're having a session for both of us today, man. We got to go, Jay.
Yeah, man, it's always a good conversation between the two of us.
We got to go, though, fam. I'll see you Friday. All right.
Yeah, Ronbo. Let me get a Niners shout out, Ronbo.
Oh yeah, Niners.
Yeah.
Super Bowl bound, Jay. See you Friday.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You gotta believe. I'll see you Friday. Fem, seriously, we can't see the Chiefs next year. If we do, I want the 49ers to pull out. I don't want nothing to do with the goddamn Chiefs ever again. Ellis. They ain't beaten us 3 times. Can you imagine a three-peat? 49ers, the Chiefs can thank the 49ers for all 3 of their Super Bowls and part of what is now considered a dynasty, as they did that on the backs of the 49ers, who have been crushed 3 times in a row. Kyle Shanahan is said to be stepping down at the end of the game. He has mentioned that, and Jed York has accepted his resignation. Meanwhile, hey, come on in, fam.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, man, you know what? I'm thinking there's going to be a certain level of insanity. We're all going to be on medication. If the 49ers go to the Super Bowl next year and the Chiefs are there waiting for them, there's going to be a lot of health issues going throughout the Niner Empire. I'm telling you right now, man, it's going to get bad. It really is. And if we go in there and lay another egg, what are we going to do?
You're going to fry everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody got it.
Everybody who doesn't quit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tear the stadium down and build some kind of a shelter for the homeless. You know, it's just, God, dang. It's scary. The thought of going back to the Super Bowl and the Chiefs are laying up there waiting. Oh.
Now, dude, like you said, I remember this Super Bowl when we was up 10, thinking a fourth quarter or something. And I went outside and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to say it out loud, but I was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah, well, he was right, too.
I sat down, ate some chicken wings, and just seen them lose the game.
Went into overtime to do so.
I don't still understand why 33 was in the game in the Super Bowl and he was just in Cabo. Hawkins.
And also, why did you send that rookie tight end out there, Kyle?
Then he says, "Oh, it ain't my decisions; it's the tight end decisions. It ain't my decisions on the running backs; it's the running back position." But you just said he just told you he don't like coming out.
You know, Kyle's got to stop passing the buck. Take some responsibility.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
God.
Put your big boy pants on, homeboy. You doing something.
Man.
And you know what I heard that? Like, I don't want to say this because I love our conversation, Ronbo, sports all day. Aiyuk and Shanahan got in an argument. This is what I heard. That Aiyuk and Shanahan was beefing because he bought his PlayStation.
What?
That's why I'm like, I don't.
You mean that year they were out there? You mean the year before last when they were out there arguing or having a problem?
Yeah.
And he got put in the doghouse?
They was, yeah. He went somewhere. They went somewhere like, out to Cincinnati, whatever.
Yeah.
They were like, well, we ain't gonna bring the games. We gonna focus. And he bought the video game.
Oh, really?
And that's what it was something small like that. I was like, man,
that's not common knowledge. I had no idea about that.
They hinted towards it in one of the things, but it never really got out.
Well, because you got 2 grown-ass men, and that really is silly. If Kyle asked you to not bring that, then why did you need to do that? And how did he find out? If you're going to do it, don't get caught. Oh.
It's all, you know what I mean? Too much little stuff.
Yeah. See, that's why. Remember the harmonious locker room we used to brag about and be so proud of?
Mm-hmm.
It could be burnt down this year if Brandon Aiyuk doesn't sign or if he doesn't do something soon. We can't have this every year.
Oh. When they had like the wide receiver route running, I was so mad at Debo because he looked so out of shape. I was like, wow. But then they just showed another YouTube video when he on a treadmill. Debo looking good.
No, he's training. Debo's working for a contract. He did that. Remember his contract
Debo
year last time? Debo could not be contained. Oh, no. I mean, 49ers, Debo's just tearing up. Yeah.
That little guy, Ricky, is 50.
I know. I seen him running routes.
He was out there with that little blue jersey on. Everybody else got red. He got another jersey on. Because he hurt, but he was.
Don't touch me, jersey, yeah. And them cuts, Ricky makes them stop on the dime cuts. If you ever played corner or any defensive position like that, guys who do that, You can only play off them because if you try to run with them, they'll leave you standing there, and everybody in the crowd
Yeah,
goes, "Ooh,
break
you know, man." Y'all didn't see that? Okay, I'm just running to the locker room. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink of water. Go get my clothes on and go home.
I pulled the hamstring.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did that 1,000 times.
So, yeah, Ricky's going to be. He might be okay. I just don't know how much he's going to deal with the the NFL impact. It's not the same as playing college ball.
JJ job in the slot.
You know, I don't. They need to give.
I like JJ.
That. I like JJ. I got to have.
I don't like it, but
Ricky can play some of the spots.
That boy looks nice.
Ricky needs to spell. If Ayuk comes back, he needs to spell Ayuk. In fact, if Ayuk plays this role where, all right, y'all, I'm gonna play the 5th-year option. Y'all ain't gonna pay me. Brandon, we're sorry. That's what. Well, no, that's all right. I'm gonna play. I'm ready. Now, if I'm Shanahan, you go split between you and Ricky you'll get 70, Ricky's gonna get 30 though. See?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I got to do it. I got to get Ricky up to speed because you're leaving next year because we're not signing no $30+ million contract. Can't do it. I know you think that you don't worry about our finances or anything like that. Well, we got to worry about our finances, and that means we got to worry about you, and that means you got to say goodbye. I would at some point get tired of it. I'm giving you a nice, healthy contract.
You're getting rid of Brandon.
I'm not getting rid of him. I'm trying to tell him, look, Brandon, I'll give you 28. I can't give you 32. My name is not Jerry Jones. You need to take it. Brandon, I'm going to give you more guaranteed money than Tyreek Hill's getting. Now, how come you can't accept that? If the APY is killing you, somebody said the guaranteed money is the sticking point. So maybe Brandon is going that way. Hell, I'll take 25 as long as my guaranteed money. I don't need to buy government cheese at $25 million a year.
Snap.
So, you know, that's,
snap.
yeah. So I'm
you
saying,
better not.
Come on. Let's do this. So I'm haggling about that
Yeah,
$1 or $2 million. So I don't know.
But that's what they do. Like, the company is to underpay you, and the person is to get paid. That's business 101, right?
Yeah. And that's that agency. The agent comes in. That's all he cares about. He's coming in to make enough money for both him and his percentage. Yeah, and also.
Yeah, them commas.
Yeah.
Nobody get I don't know if you really want to get to the NFL, do the 49ers care about Brandon Aiyuk? I know it's gonna sound crazy when I'm saying that, but. NFL stands for not for long or whatever.
No, they want him though. They want him. He proved he's a good ball player. Yeah, and they've got other things they've got to be responsible for. This team can't melt down completely to the ground just because Brandon Aiyuk insists on taking more money than they can afford to give him. So you have to make a decision there, which has nothing to do with anything personal at that point. Now it's strictly business, right? No. If $32 million is going to hurt the 49ers, business. They can't do it. And Brandon needs to understand that, but he doesn't care about that. He's a Lamborghini. If you can't afford to buy a Lamborghini, then you can't have one.
He said that?
Yeah. He said that on the pivot.
Sound like something he'd say, probably.
Yeah, he said that on the pivot, so everybody can hear it.
I was going to say, I want my man to get his money. Like you're saying, the 49ers team organization can't pay everybody top dollar, so they will have to make hard decisions, and we just have to go with it. But I want Brandon to stay.
We all do. Most of us,
I want Brandon to stay more than Debo. I'll say that out loud.
I think if we take a vote, I think most people agree with that, too. Even I do. If I'm between the two on my pick, I would take Aiyuk. So... But anyway, fam, we got to go. Every conversation is so much fun tonight. We get carried away longer than two.
Right. First, you've been up here a long time.
Let me see you Friday, fam. Be looking for you too. All right.
I'll try to catch up to you, man. When I see you, I said, let me catch up, mama, one more time, man.
You know I appreciate it too. All right, fam. See you.
All right, love your show, Ronbo. Keep it up.
Yeah, thanks, fam. I'll see you Friday.
No.
All right.
Yes, sir. Be good.
Yeah. Sharing these issues with the family like this, it's kind of soothing, isn't it? You know, you get it off your chest.
Yeah. Now I can go to sleep.
All right, fam. I'll see you Friday. All right.
Be good, sir.
You too. Let's get 49 Brian in there. He's waiting. Brian's the one throwing that big blade around the chat. You know, we always get him in there late. Brian!
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that, Ronbo. I cut them up pretty good tonight. They're all crying like babies about me.
You're an amazing warrior, man. I'm loving watching your work.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Does Brandon Aiyuk give a damn about anybody on our team? Anybody?
Doesn't sound like it. He seems to like Brock. He says good things about Brock all the time, actually.
Well, I think our captains of our team need to get together and have a little sit down with Brandon. Wouldn't that be constructive? And say, what's your problem, bro?
No. You know why? Because
you don't like that?
No, I like it, but I'm sure Brandon wouldn't. You know, he would. Well, he would probably.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Right.
Because he's becoming a major distraction for the team.
Well, not yet, but
as we knew he would be. Well, if he holds out, he'll become a bigger distraction. But my thing is, doesn't he think about how hard it'll be on his little buddy, Deebo Samuel, if he's not playing? Especially if Mr. Deebo Samuel doesn't have a good season.
Yep.
Without Brandon Aiyuk.
And you speak highly of Brock. You guys have got a connection, chemistry. Come on, let's play, man. You don't need $50 million every year. You're fine with 28.
Yeah.
You don't need to exceed 30 just to be exceeding 30 APY.
And I don't understand. Doesn't he look around the table with all the people that we have and see that whenever they want more money, they usually get it down the road?
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did with Trent Williams. He wanted more money. He got it. Look what they did with CMC. He wanted more money. He got it.
Yep.
It seems to be like, I think he needs to prove himself a little bit more. That's what he needs to think about. Maybe be a better player and a better, person on the team.
Well, you know what?
Overall,
honestly,
to everybody.
But honestly, Brian,
before you can demand
he's
such
a good
money.
football. But honestly, we have to admit he's a good football player, though. He did a good job last year. Better than I expected he was going to do.
He did do a good job last year, but you got to remember he dropped a few balls the years before.
Yeah.
And I think
everybody does.
I think they're looking at that too. Yeah. But I love him. I love BA. I love to have him on the team, but it's getting a little stupid, don't you think? Talking about Lamborghinis and shit. I mean,
and what's the guy that reported that's leaking things, not leaking things, but putting reports out there that people take to be the gospel? Mike Silver, please. And then Brandon takes it to be the gospel, and then he gets all pissed off and starts saying the things he says. And the 49ers sitting back saying, I don't appreciate that. So, I don't know.
And did he go to did he not go to CMC's wedding?
Yeah. Everybody was there.
He did go to me?
Wait a minute. Aiyuk. I don't know. I saw the photo. I thought
I read something too that CMC didn't send him an invite or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I was hearing.
Well, I'm not sure if that's for no other reason other than he's not currently a 49er. Well, he is, but he may not. He may be leaving. So I guess I keep for sure family. You probably don't invite him. I don't know. Maybe he didn't think he'd be in the mood to attend the wedding.
Who knows if it's even true? The internet's full of crap anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He may have been there.
But I don't know. You and I have talked about this for months that it was going to drag out till August anyway.
Yep.
So, but hey, I was listening to what Phil was spot on tonight. The Niners are in the driver's seat with this guy. I mean, if he wants to sit out and lose $1 million every game, hey, whatever. And hey, if he wants to be a little turd the whole year, just franchise his ass. I've been saying that for months. You know.
And then you realize,
See what he
gets
thinks
14.
Of that.
Brian, do the math though on that. If he loses $1 million a week, and at the end of the year, he owes the 49ers money on week 17. Can you imagine? That's not funny.
Who's to say, like maybe Ricky Pearsall, if Brandon Aiyuk is sitting out and Ricky Pearsall is cooking out there, you know?
I
mean,
guarantee you on that day, if Ricky turns out to be awesome between weeks 1 and 4, I guarantee you Brandon will be back in week 5.
yeah, he'll be sweating bullets, won't he?
Because he's going to go out and reestablish himself. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I totally agree with Phil. They're in the driver's seat, the Niners are, and they should just be kicking back saying, hey, take the 28 or, go sit out. We got our other guys, and I'm glad they drafted Pearsall because I thought they think they foresaw that this was coming. Don't you, Ronbo?
I think they always do. They just can't find a tight end. But I think the 49ers see this every year. They're always trying to see if they can find players that are going to be able to come in.
And we'll see it next year. And we'll see it next year in the next draft. They'll draft a left tackle for Williams, because
they should have done that this year.
Him, hey,
yeah.
They should have done that this year, yes. And they'll probably most likely draft another receiver. Who knows?
Well, no, Kyle, they do every year. Do you notice we draft a receiver every year?
Yeah, because they don't know about Debo half the time. They don't know how Debo's going to be.
Healthy-wise.
You think Debo's going to play a full season this year?
Oh,
no.
I would bet huge money against that. I'd bet the farm on that one and get paid. Debo can't go a whole season.
So there might be games where we don't have Debo Samuel or Brandon Aiyuk. You got to think about that too.
It happens.
And what if these guys that we have step it up, and Debo and old Aiyuk are sweating bullets over that? Because they're going to be on the trading block.
You get a Ricky Pearsall. That's true. I understand that. And they said there wasn't an offensive lineman in there worth a damn at pick number 32. Well, why don't you guys wait till pick number 32? And then if you go by the Jimmy Johnson scale of points given up, then you don't want to give up all those points to move up in the draft and get a draft pick that may or may not work out. You go get that tackle, and he comes in, he looks like poop, and I gave up all that capital, and I got nothing. So it's a scary thing.
It is. But if Brandon Aiyuk had half a brain, which I think he does, he would just sign a deal and then realize, hey, I can make more money down the road. That's all you have to do, buddy. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And $28 million is a lot of money. Holy shit. Look at how the world is right now.
I know.
I mean, that's why we all can't relate to this, because $28 million, holy cow.
That's
set
comfort
for life.
money, ain't it? And the thing is, the guaranteed money is going to be nice. So I don't know. I think somebody said that's probably a sticking point. I thought I read an article on that. The sticking point is guaranteed. So if that's the case, okay, well, the 49ers need to go ahead and give that up then. Because you guys could pay that all in a bonus and be done with it. There's no reason to fight over that. So.
Yeah, it's just, I know we all hate the process, but I guess it's the thing now. These receiver divas, they have to be little queens. And
every year, there's at least two divas.
Like asses every year.
Holding out. Yep.
Yeah, and then they have really good seasons, hopefully. That's what we're praying for, right?
Well, yeah.
But
Brian, we're going to go.
But hey, Ronbo. I better get out of here. I shout out to Tony Wright, all my peeps in the chat, except for you loser ass. Fuck you, Rams. and Ronbo, happy 4th of July to you, my friend.
Yes, it should be a great celebration.
All the time.
If we could just get Brandon signed before then.
And hey, I don't understand race stuff that Jack's talking about, but hey, he's got to include me. I'm a ginger, so you got to put me in the gingers in there too.
I don't know. I don't know how Jack came up with that reasoning. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I nobody understands it because I don't have a racist bone in my body, so I don't get any of that either.
I don't either. That's why I can.
Next time you throw the flag, Ronbo, you gotta throw that flag some more.
You gotta let him finish talking. But I hope Jack changes his mind by next time I talk to him. I really do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's just weird. But that's okay.
I
know. We're all different in our own way, right?
Yeah, that is the case, isn't it? All right, Brian. I'll see you Friday, though. Okay.
All right, Ronbo. You take care.
You too.
We'll see ya.
Bye, Brian.
Bye.
And let's check back in on Ellis again and see if he's available. Ellis.
Second ball.
Ellis, man, I am because I'm tired of this matter with Brandon, and the options are starting to raise, and it might be time to consider some of them. So, because Brandon Aiyuk is that. You know what? I probably would have stayed in his corner forever had he not said what he said. He went into that selfish mode. I said, God, Brandon, that sucks. You don't care nothing about anybody else on the team, huh? Well, I imagine they didn't think about him when they were negotiating their contracts either. But you don't care if it ain't nobody but you and a couple other people, and that's all you need. That's it, huh? You can't take something that's, and it's not there's no other wide receivers getting paid $28 million except for 2 or 3 more. You're up there with the best of the best paydays, and you still can't take it because there's a couple of $1 million missing. It's killing me. But later from what I'm thinking, Alice, your feeling on this, does Surtain, would that look nice in your secondary? Would you go for that? I feel like all those, well, I can go for that. Yeah, fam, that's the question.
What am I good with shipping him and getting Surtain, or
Yeah, making a deal with a player that you know can be effective to help the 49er cause. That means I don't need no draft picks. Draft picks have to be trained, and there's a risk. But if you're gonna give me Patrick Surtain, you know, give me McLaurin over in Washington. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and get that kid that said the wrong thing to Thomason about, I just want to run the risk of diving for that ball getting hurt. You know, Pickens, that boy can play some ball though. The monies don't match though. Pickens ain't got he still have his rookie contract. But there are options that you might want to consider rather than go through this headache with Brandon Aiyuk. I don't know. Maybe you'd rather stay with Brandon Aiyuk. Ellis, talk to me. What do you think?
Man, this is a tough one, man. I mean, their off buy sounds like not much.
You know what, $2 million?
Yes. And this is just the guaranteed money they're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, look, CD Lamb wants, what does he want? 32, 33?
Mm-hmm. 32, what I heard.
You know, I don't know. In compromise what? You know, who we compromising down the line?
There's gonna be
at
a
least
number of
probably
people
like
leaving.
2 or 3.
We're gonna see that
2
next
or 3
year.
players, or more.
Yep.
You know,
can't put everybody in the practice squad.
Yeah, and I mean, shit. In Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowan, you know, they coming in hot. They coming in hot. I think them boys about to come in. They about to put some pressure on the wide receiver room.
Right.
You know, and Kyle's gonna have to be like, shit. You know, they're ready to go. So I'm going with them. You know, I'm gonna use them. I'm not gonna let them sit and, you know, collect dust on the bench and you know, stuff like that. And I wouldn't be mad if it was a. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I was Ricky out there doing a puka nakua, you know. So you know, it's possible.
Yeah, and if we can get something for him, then, you know, so be it. I mean, I think the way he's developed, he's, you know, gotten to be a whole lot better than, because a lot of the wide receivers that are getting paid more than him, or that are getting paid, let's say, they're not all as complete as he is. So
Brandon blocks.
Some might have the yards, they might have the receptions, or, you know, the touchdowns and all that other shit.
But they got the touches too, you know? That's another thing. They're getting the ball more.
Yeah, and the offense that we have, you know what I mean? It's not like we're dependent on the wide receiver room entirely, you know.
Absolutely.
We depend on guys to do certain things, but we got George Kittle, we got Christian McCaffrey, the running back room, you know, George at the tight end, you know, Juwan Jennings. I mean, shit. If we got rid of
people's receiver, Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we basically got the same player
as far as not in production or but I mean, Juwan Jennings is like, if Brandon Aiyuk is the fourth option, then shit, Juwan Jennings is like the sixth. You know what I'm saying?
Comes in on third downs.
If we right, so I'm just saying the way that he's been so effective. If we can just up his touches and put more of a, we got to utilize these guys a lot more while we have them. We're re-signing them. We're probably, getting guys on 1 year, 2 year, and that's it, and then they're gone. We need to give these guys more touches. And so if we got rid of Aiyuk, we could just up Juwan Jennings, production. We got Ricky, we got Jacob. We still got some other guys. And, of course, we still got Debo. And if Debo comes in playing, out of his mind, for this season, then, I mean, shit, he could get another contract out of the situation.
Ronnie Bell's still over there. Maybe he develops further. What's the veteran that we picked up last year? He's still over there. There's a couple other guys over there. I don't know how good they're coming along, but we got a lot of receivers. So, you just never know. Giving them a chance. We're still waiting for the speedster to see if he can contribute. Danny Gray. Danny Gray would be funny, because I know you're a Danny Gray fan. You've been trying to get him going since he got here. What if Danny Gray starts cooking?
Yeah, and we can't play everybody. Everybody's not going to get, is not going to get the position. Is not going to get the possessions that they want and be able to really play the position to the fullest extent of their ability, because we just got so many guys. So if he's gone, then that gives more opportunity to the other guys. But, Brandon Aiyuk's been healthy. He's an all-around wide receiver. And if he increase his production, then it's an increase of success potentially, or not potentially. It's more than likely, because that's what happens when he gets the ball. It's not like he's hot and cold. He's had a couple of games where maybe he hasn't gotten as many touches, but that's not him, because he does what he does with his targets for the most part. You know what I mean? He makes shit happen, man. So look, it's hard to say if Debo's gone, if they're ultimately thinking, hey, we're done with Debo after this year, let's just re-sign him. Go ahead, but get that 5 years. Get at least a 4-year minimum contract out of him. Don't do a 3 or 2 year or any of that other, that silly shit. Get some more money to be able to stretch along for many years to come, so it doesn't affect us so much. And give him 80 million or something like that in guarantees, and call it quits. But what I'm having a problem though. Trying to understand is I keep hearing one number with the guarantees for these other receivers, and then I'm hearing another number. Is there something that's in the details that that's not specified, where guys aren't actually getting these guarantees that they're saying, like the Amon Ra's and all that? Like, I keep hearing 30s and 40s, but I thought he was like in the 70s for guarantees.
It's a contract, how the legal. The thing is, after a certain amount of time, the contracts become null and void. I really think a lot of players might have a problem with that. Now, the guarantee will almost be given to you in a bonus on signing anyway. So, I don't know why are they coming out of the room all pissed off. I still don't get it. We'd have to sit there and watch the procedure to understand it better. So, and then maybe we get mad too. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, he's holding up shit, and we wait too long to give guys our contracts because that's part of our process. So there's a lot of things that are just, you know what I mean? It might come down to like what happened with Nick Bosa and all that, and then we end up paying him, after that long, drawn-out wait. But it takes such a distraction, and it takes away from what he's able to do in the offseason with his team, the continuity, the flow with the team. He should want to be in there right now. So I don't know, man.
We got Brock Purdy coming up. We still got Diamador Lenore.
Yeah.
What are we going to be? That's money. We're probably not going to keep Charvarius Ward.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to keep him because that's going to be too much money on the books.
I know, and that's why they're loving Renardo.
Aaron Banks.
It's going to be a
Aaron
problem.
Banks.
Yeah. Man, we got to go because it's going to get late
gone.
night, and we'll pass out here in a second.
Yeah. I really can't give a definitive, man. If we were to get Patrick Surtain, cool. Pickens, I don't want Pickens because his ass don't want to block. You know what I'm saying?
I mentioned him last. You notice, but he could play.
He can catch the ball, but if he don't want to block or do none of that,
no, he's scared of pain.
Maybe it's because he's not big enough.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, maybe because that's not big enough.
Maybe, but he got in the wrong game if he's going to be scared because Dante Pettis is going from one team to another because he's scary. So,
Debo ass don't block. Juwan will block his ass off. So that's what I'm saying. If we got to block him with wide receiver in Juwan Jennings, but it's just like, and I love Juwan. I would be okay as long as we have Juwan. If we didn't have Juwan right now and we were doing this, I would say no. We absolutely must keep Brandon Aiyuk without a question.
Yeah,
we can't not have him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and if we didn't have to sign Brock next year, they'd have paid. They probably would have paid all of a sudden Diva Aiyuk what he wants. Man, we gonna go. Let me see you Friday, Ellis. All right, appreciate you, fam.
All right, fam. Yeah, always, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for the platform, man. Shout out production. Shout out to Faithful, man. Y'all know what it is, and hit that like, subscribe. You at Wipe Your Feet. Shout out to chat as always, y'all. Keep it lit. Shout out Frank, Donut, Tanisha, Tony, Tone, and the Dragon family. And shout out Evan and Brian and Show. Y'all know what it is, man.
All right.
We're going to figure this shit out, Either way, we got to roll. So let's just get ready.
Tomorrow. There you go. All right, Ellis. Have a great night, fam. Shout out to that squad,
yes, sir.
too. All right.
Appreciate you, fam. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's roll over quickly to Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Bethel, man. So, same. How do you say it? Same old BS, just different day.
Yeah.
Because we go through this so much. Bethel, have you noticed some of the worst things that could happen to us tend to repeat themselves? The Super Bowl losses, the injury-riddled years, and the contract negotiations. It's a routine we go through.
But I was hearing somebody say that what the stuff that they went through. I'm all like, if you want to hear sorrows, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan because of the players that they had.
Of course.
Look at all the rings they got, and once the coach left and Michael Jordan left. Yeah. That was it. No more rings. They haven't got one till this day.
But then you had a superstar. That boy got injured upon just lacing up his shoes. He could really play. What was his name?
Yeah.
Who's he play? He's still playing.
He was number one, actually. He was really good. I liked him.
Oh, he could play. He was Hall of Fame bound. He just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. So it's, I know how hard it is, and then what's going on with the Niners. So it's, part of, what happens.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose. Derek Rose. Thank you, Steve-O.
Yeah. And, but, it's stuff that happens. And I heard BA say that he's doing some of the stuff just for the contract and to get more money. So,
but think about that, Bethel. Yeah. In your mind, do you think that would be effective? Would you be doing that?
No,
you're not scaring anybody doing that. Yeah.
No. I'm not like if. Then the bad thing is that he said that they almost got to signing the dot. It's just that they wanted to wait. What Jefferson and some other guys got paid. Then then he's just thinking about the money.
Detroit wasn't worried about what
You know,
Jefferson was
'cause-
getting paid. They played St. Brown right away.
Nope.
Bethel, it makes no sense. Sign these
Yeah,
players when you
it
have a
doesn't.
chance to, and if you have the advantage of signing before everybody else, why won't you take that advantage?
Yeah, that's the one thing that they should be doing this. You have a chance to get them cheap, get them cheap. It just hurts us in the long run when you want to, unless they're not gonna be in the picture, unless they're not gonna be set for the future.
One thing, Beth, what's really scary, the 49ers carry themselves in a fashion as if they knew what they're doing. That there is no cliff or waterfall we're getting ready to go over. The 49ers have this all under control. They make you think that. And this is why each and every year they do what they do. But you know what's really funny? We have had a good team for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And we've signed people. And we can't argue the process. Success has been, we've lost a couple of people here and there, but the team's still strong. We got one of the best in the game right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all because of all the versatile players that we have. If it wasn't for that,
shout out to the scout
then
team.
Yeah. It's all about what kind of players they want and what kind of players they want to put out there. So you don't know they might end up trying to put some speedsters up in there, some right receivers, and have McCaffrey back there. You don't know if it's gonna be a run or a pass.
Yeah.
So
the weaponry is endless. I just don't. This is why Brandon has to know his value with this team is not going to exceed a certain number. You play a part on this team, and without those other guys, you may not be as effective as you are. What if teams have the privilege to double team you? They can't double team you now.
Yeah.
They can on certain situations, but they're not going to do it all day long.
And Aiyuk should remember that we had 4 players that went over 1,000 yards each.
Yeah.
Never happened in history in a long time, that a record that we put out there.
Yeah.
So I go, they're like, you imagine if he goes to a team where he's the number 1 receiver and he's going to get double teamed, or he's going to be the one main focus, and he's not going to have his second player out there that's going to keep some of the, people on him, then they're not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Raiders. Look at number 17. Look at him when he wanted a lot of money and he wanted all this money. And I bet you anything, if he would have been with Green Bay, he probably would still had all those big time yards, and he would have made it further to the playoffs.
Bethel, what player are you talking about in particular? Who'd you mention?
Number 17, the one that went to the Raiders.
Running back?
One of the highest, was one of the highest right receivers at that time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who is that.
He was with Green Bay. He was number 17.
And then he went over to the Raiders?
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went over there because of Carter, his quarterback. He wanted to reunite with him.
Yeah. And what year was it? Because the thing is, Rodgers has been over there forever until recently.
It was a time when Rodgers actually got traded to the Jets.
Okay, that was 2 years ago.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I know. The slot receiver.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. They were really close.
Yeah.
Remember they lost that game and they were walking to the huddle, supporting each other, and
yeah.
each other up. I know what you're talking about.
Now when we beat them,
yeah,
and they're placed by that Robbie go field goal.
He pushed that deal. He wanted him to come back over to. I don't know if he's going to make the Packers that year anyway. But Rodgers made it possible for him to get on over to the Jets. And then, of course, Rodgers bails.
Yeah.
I think he got cut this year, though. Poor guy. But we're going to go, man, because it's getting pretty late. I'll see you Friday.
All
Good
right,
hearing from you again.
Ronbo.
I haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Haters, hit the like, and let's go Niners.
Appreciate you, Bethel. Have a great night, fam. And it's Tony ATL. And if anybody knows, I got to definitely ask Tony about
Ronbo.
Tony.
What it is?
Tony, man, I know you know because I've not been able to cover the dailies like I wanted to today. CeeDee Lamb's talking 32.
He's not worth 22.
But is he?
I'm serious.
Well, you know, as long as is he asking for 32 though?
It might be a marketing ploy or something. I don't know.
You know,
32 mil. I hadn't heard nothing about it, but he's not worth it.
I don't know, Tony. You know what? He's the best wide receiver they had, and every time you looked up and there's a big play being made, instead of Zach throwing it to the other team, he was doing kind of well connecting with CD.
Yeah, but they let me look at their roster here. Their receivers. They got this receiver they drafted in the 3rd round, and I really liked it in 20. What year was that they drafted him? 2022 draft named Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama. I like him. I got him as a projected starter because what's his name? Gallup is gone.
I know.
I'm trying to find which team.
Wait.
Yeah, Gallup is gone.
Appeared last year. Who's he playing with now?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna find it's in my book, but I don't know who he's playing with now. But he was with the Cowboys last year, but he's gone.
Was it Gallup with the Lions a few years ago? Didn't he start his career with the Lions? No.
No, I think the Cowboys drafted him. He got hurt. That's what his career changed. The Cowboys drafted him.
The Lions had
out
a
of Colorado
long
State
receiver too that reminds me of Gallup style. You couldn't cover him. He would outreach you at the peak of the leap, no matter how good you were. Those are the kind of receivers that are really scary. But yeah.
I didn't realize the Ronbo as I was going through the rosters, the Green Bay Packers, their strong safety Darnell Savage, and their free safety, who was their former 1st-round pick, got that kid's name. They are both gone. Green Bay starting Xavier McKinney, who used to be with the Giants, former 1st-round pick out of Alabama, and Javon Bullard, 2nd-round pick out of Georgia. They started 2 new safeties in their secondary. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's
both those safeties had the interception in that playoff game against Dak.
Well, see now, Tony, I don't know if you could call that anything special.
Exactly.
Dak just, if you're out there, chances are good you're going to have an opportunity to snatch that ball when Dak throws it.
Yeah, when they say play zone, stay in your zone, the chances are the ball going to come right to you.
And exactly that. He might throw it right to you, looking right at you, as if you were the receiver.
Oh, like the Jacksonville game?
Gallup's with the Raiders now. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
That still freaks me out. And Dak's not my quarterback, but I said, Dak, why did you do that? What are you? What are you? You need to go. What's his name? That plays a backup for the Vikings now. Used to play with the Saints. Anyway, remember
what position?
Quarterback. Remember, Jameis Winston. Yeah, remember Winston? Jameis used to be looking right again. You see the position of the defender, and you see your receiver. Jameis, you played ball a long time. You should be able to calculate, no matter what velocity you throw that ball at, that defender's got the advantage here. He's got plenty of time to adjust and move. Sure enough, Winston would throw it anyway. Boom. The defender slides over to the slot.
He's got a strong arm.
He really believes in it too. You gotta know. It's mathematics to some degree too. I got plenty of time to adjust. I'm picking this off.
Yeah, in 2019, Jameis Winston's last game with Tampa, the last game of the season against us, they came back to tie up the game with us, and we went to overtime. Ronbo, the first play, our linebacker, Ricardo Allen, baited him. He threw a pick six in his own end, and we beat the Tampa. He had this dumb look on his face.
I know.
He walked off the field for the last time for Tampa.
He always had that look on his face like, James, you didn't see that? That defender was baiting you to throw the ball, and you did. Why don't you look him off and go the other way or something?
One thing I can say about him, like him and Stafford, they both got strong arms.
Yeah, they do.
But they both throw picks.
That's the problem.
Dak's arm isn't as strong as theirs, but he throws picks anyway.
But the thing is, even if they have that kind of confidence, you need to be smart. Know your advantages versus your disadvantages before you throw that ball. You got to process that quickly. That's why some quarterbacks that they look at, like Brady, you look at Brock, I look at some of the quarterbacks around the league, even Kurt, they know that's not going to work. And they don't do those kind of things. Stop thinking you got a rifle for an arm that's going to throw a bullet through a small hole. Man, Jimmy had that problem too. Jimmy had way too much confidence. Jimmy G didn't have that kind of arm. He was pretty good, but Jimmy thought he could thread needles and tie windows that 5 inches wide. The ball is how big, Jimmy? You're not going to get that through that hole. Boom! Jimmy done it. Picked off. Oh, Jimmy, you seen that and you did it. And I'd be livid, you know. But I still supported it. But he still made me mad so many times.
So Brandon Aiyuk, I heard you and a couple other people said, all right, we've had enough. Go ahead and trade him.
Yeah, I
Do
did.
you think Washington is going to be the destination? And if Washington is, I want to know your thoughts on that Pivot podcast as far as what does Terry McLaurin think about Jaden Daniels and what does Jahan Dotson, the two former first-round receivers that Washington does have.
I need to see this.
What think about their quarterback politicking for Aiyuk? What do you think about that?
Wait. Did they voice an opinion on that?
No, I was asking, what do you think their opinions are?
If I were to project?
You know how they flashed it on the show?
When those guys,
Jaden Daniels was sitting right over there.
When in public, they never say anything negative. McLaurin would probably praise Jaden Daniels to death. Yeah, I watched him coming out of school. Fine quarterback, and I think his skills translate to the NFL perfectly, and I can't wait to play with him. He's going to say that. You know? And what's the other player you mentioned?
Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. They drafted him in the first round.
Is he a wide receiver?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. They're going to say things like, this is an honor and privilege. I couldn't have got it any better than this. I mean, I've been watching him, and we played him a couple of times too, and I felt bad about being on the other team. You know, I can see it now. Guys always say things. They'll never tell the truth. They just don't do it.
Jaden Daniels, he's coming to a team with good wide receivers already. They got them two. They lost Curtis Samuels, who was their number 3 receiver in their 3-receiver offense out of Ohio State. He went to Buffalo, and guess who's replacing him? Luke McCaffrey, Christian's brother, is going to be their number 3 receiver in Washington.
Yeah, out
of Rice.
They actually tried to get him to run the ball a little bit too to see if he had any Christian in him. That's pretty funny. I didn't have a problem with Luke. I knew the 49ers weren't going to pick him, but I said, Luke McCaffrey's probably, just because from what the family comes from, they don't have bad ball players. It's like you go to the Bosa family, you go to the Watts family for certain positions. You just stick with that with the kids most of the time.
Or the Matthews family.
Yeah.
With Clay Matthews, Bruce Matthews, who's in the Hall of Fame, and Bruce's son, Jake, who's our left tackle. Been our left tackle since 2014.
Unfortunately, though, we can't apply that to the Rams babies yet. I'm still seeing which one. Frank Gore's kid is playing, and then Harbaugh went and picked up Rice Jr., I think. Harbaugh picked up Rice Jr., right?
Yeah, he did. He did.
And
hey, Ronbo, what do you think about? I thought I saw in the when I was looking through the rosters. You remember how when he got drafted a few years ago, no bloom, no bloom, no bloom. Well, Ronbo, no bloom is no longer starting. He's a backup guard. They moved him inside as a backup.
Rudy going on and on.
No bloom.
I mean, he replaced the Hall of
Yeah.
Famer, and Rudy was talking about it like he was going to get something done over there. I said, boy, I tell you what, I can't wait to test him out either, Rudy. I tell you what, man, let's see if your boy's up there. And, of course, he got hurt, and Rudy started talking about, well, he's hurt, and that's going to impact his play. Okay, yeah, well, in the first place, even if he was healthy, Nick wasn't going to have any problem with that. God, Jesus.
He's a backup now.
Yeah, and they took him off the tackle
Not
spot.
even starting anymore.
Right, yeah.
Yep. They moved him off the tackle. He's a backup right guard now. Projected.
Offensive lineman. I feel sorry for offensive linemen. Actually, Tony, it takes them a little while to get acclimated to the speed of the NFL. And the way that the Players Union set it up, they can't get as much work in before the season starts as they should be able to.
Man, that Detroit offensive line looks good still. They got a good offensive line.
Yeah, because that one, what's that, the big kid from the NRL? Is that Sewell? Panay's over there, right? Oh, my God. I ran across a picture of him a while back. My God, he's big. And he moves very quickly, doesn't he? Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
And by now,
made the Pro Bowl too.
He has, yeah, no, that's right. By now, he hasn't reached his peak yet. Panay's only been in the league, what, 3 years?
Yep. And he's still growing.
I was going to say, might be still growing. And Don Burr's still running around talking trash. Don, you got to realize one thing.
6'5", 335.
Yeah, what? 6'5", 335?
335. Yep.
Jeez. And moves quick.
And then they lost that Jackson the left guard, Jonas Jackson. He had got hurt in the playoff game against Tampa.
Yeah.
Well, he left. He bolted free agency, and then they turned around Ronbo and signed Kevin Zeitler, who's been a beast for years. The former Pro Bowler, played with Cincinnati, played with Baltimore.
Wow.
They signed him to replace him.
See,
damn.
Yeah, but you're like me, right? You're wondering why your team or my team didn't go call Kevin before.
Zeitler.
Wow.
Yeah, I know you know who he is, Zeitler.
Oh, everybody's going to remember that name. Even if you're not following offensive linemen, you know the name Zeitler.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What did he sign for?
I don't know what he signed for. I just see him on the roster. I'm like, man, Zeitler replaced Jackson? I'm like, man, how they get him?
That's what the 49ers never look out for these kind of deals. No, we don't. So we're going to go. I'm going to run out of gas here in a second. I can feel it. So Tony, I tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to look for you Friday, and let's see what other madness develops.
Yes, sir. It's kind of quiet on the home front. We're getting ready for training camp. Training camp's in about a couple weeks, ain't it? 3 weeks.
3 weeks. For us, 3 weeks in a day. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so
looking forward to it, man.
3 weeks is going to go by in a whistle. I'm just going to just zoom by because every day goes by fast until after the season ends. And then every day drags on. And finally, we're watching the NBA Finals. Oh, I get all excited every year. Oh, baseball started. Okay. We're getting ready to head for the NFL season. Yes. Takes a long time.
Hey, Ronbo, is Feliciano going to be that starting right guard for you guys?
I would bet on it. Yeah.
As it stands right now?
I bet he does.
So that Dominique Pooney is going to be competing for that spot, though, right?
Dominique
Pooney
Pooney
out of your draft pick out of Kansas.
I have a feeling if Dominique Pooney looks good, we're not Aaron our left guard. Yeah. Aaron may be in problems if he doesn't do a good job this year, and Pooney might get in there. Last year, Aaron was hurt.
Aaron Banks will be fine.
Thanks. So
Aaron Banks will be fine. I'm just surprised. I'm looking at y'all's roster.
Yeah.
Spencer Burford, they got him moved to backup left guard.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't even be on y'all's team anymore after that Super Bowl.
Spencer's not. Yeah. We got a couple of guys like that. We got from Washington that guy 3 years ago. He's garbage too. He's not going to get any better. So.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Competition, preseason.
Yeah, I know.
Compete.
You got to pick up them offensive linemen. That's why I said every kid that is growing up has got big bones and it got to be a big kid. Keep drinking that milk and working out. There's going to be lots of money for you as an offensive lineman. Don't worry about them sexy positions. Be a stud in the trenches and get paid.
And go to work.
There you go.
Go to work. Yes, sir.
All right, Tony. See you Friday. Always
Ronbo, you have a happy 4th of July.
Yeah, you too. That's
and
right.
I will
It's
see
coming
you
up.
Friday.
Looking forward to it.
July. We'll
Yes,
get
indeed.
in there and talk some more football and run these trolls. Man, those you're right, Ronbo. Those Ram trolls have no shame.
I know.
It's to the point I ignore them now.
Because all they do is bait you into getting mad. And, if you do, you'll be mad all the time. All right,
But
Tony.
you said don't feed the trolls. That way they'll be hungry. Don't feed them.
They're starved to death. All right, Tony.
I'll see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward to
4th of
it.
July.
You too. Thanks, Tony.
All right, take care.
All right. And so, as the sun has settled slowly in the west for hours, fam, I'll see you Friday, though. Let's get together and talk some more 49 football. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to be able to find you to bring you on in here. Let's do this more football. What was I now? Oh, you hit like.